It's time for high school sports on the NCW Life Channel. Today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCW Life Channel is brought to you by Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Biosports Physical Therapy, The Windmill Restaurant, and Harvest Valley Pest Control. Now, let's go live for all the action for tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Life Channel.
Well, it's a beautiful day for baseball here from Recreation Park, and we're going to play two games today here as the Wenatchee Panthers are taking on West Valley. It's the first of two games coming up, and then game two shortly after that, both of them right here on NCW Life. Well, the Wenatchee Panthers have been off to a great start to this season, 3-0 in Big Nine play, despite a bit of a later start to the season thanks to a little bit of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. But as you can tell today, clear skies, sunny weather. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Now, Wenatchee in game one is going to start Jared Rubash, who's been really a two-way guy this whole season. Great stuff at the plate, great stuff on the mound. So they're going to look for him to buoy them to victory here today. Meanwhile, West Valley, as I mentioned, are winless so far in division play, and they're looking to kind of get out of that funk and pick up that first win here today. We'll speak with head coach Jeff Zender after these messages right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika Mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
I'm Joel Norman, and we're back here at Recreation Park ahead of game one of two games between Wenatchee and West Valley. Wenatchee coming off of the victory over West Valley on Tuesday, and we're joined here on the TC Slingers pregame show by head coach Jeff Zender. Before we get to that, TC Slingers, if it's rock, bark, sand, or soil, there's no need for wheelbarrows, shovels, or rakes. They'll place the material for you. Jeff, thanks for being with us here. A beautiful day for some baseball. As I mentioned, you just played West Valley the other day, scored 6 runs in the 7th inning to defeat them. What was the key in that one to really getting out and busting open that game?
Just staying in the game. You know, we struggled a little bit in the field and at the plate with their left-handed guy, and we stuck with it and kept at it. And, you know, with this team, any given inning, you could bust out and score multiple runs. So they did a great job with adjusting, and we got another pitcher. We got to the bullpen and had a right-handed guy come in, and we put a couple runs up there thanks to great at by Ronan Haynes, and then another outstanding at-bat by Jared Rubash hitting a 2-run home run and giving us the lead.
Rubash has done it all this season, whether at the plate or, on the mound. He seems to do it all for this Wenatchee Panthers squad. He's going to get the start in game one today. Hasn't allowed any runs, and he struck out 12 batters so far this season. What's been the key to his success on the mound?
He's just a competitor. You know, last year he did a great job for us, but this year he's really grown up and really taken the role on of I want to be the best guy, and he competes every day, every inning, every pitch.
Your team's undefeated in Big Nine play so far, but you've talked before about when to still make some improvements. It's still early on this season. The season got a later start because of the weather, but talk about what kind of improvements you're hoping the team makes today, a large sample size with 2 games ahead.
You know, continually we would like to, in the name of Coach Klein, just focus. That was what he preached, was focus all the time, every pitch as much as you possibly can, and we're just trying to get these young kids to understand that this is 20-game season. It gets over quickly, so every pitch count, every win counts.
Coach, thank you for joining us, and best of luck here today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
That was head coach Jeff Zender of the Wenatchee High School Panthers as they get ready to take on the West Valley Rams today here in the first of 2 games at Recreation Park. We'll have game 1 in just a moment after these messages right here on NCW Life.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today. Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Well, it's a beautiful day for baseball here at Recreation Park. Thanks for being along with us this afternoon. I'm Joel Norman here, coming to you live ahead of the doubleheader between Wenatchee and West Valley. Baseball back. There were some games last week, a doubleheader last Friday right here at Rec Park. Wenatchee took down Eastmont, and then they also took down West Valley on this past Tuesday. So this is the third time this week that Wenatchee and West Valley will be playing. Only game 2 of that 3-game set coming up right now, but the final one coming immediately following this game. So sunny skies, a couple clouds out there, but otherwise it really feels like baseball weather. Almost feels like it's getting pretty close to summer. But anyway, thanks for being along with us here on NCW Life. Let's get into the starting lineups for this one. First, starting off with the visiting West Valley Rams. Leading off and pitching, Eli Grange, number 15. After that, batting second, number 2, Cy Steele. He'll play at second base. Batting third, number 5, the shortstop, Jack Vandebrake. Followed up, that'll be the cleanup hitter, number 16, the third baseman, Derek Wolf. Batting fifth, number 18, the first baseman, Hayden Groff. Batting sixth, number 4, the right fielder, Hunter Smith. Followed up by the number 7 hitter playing first base, Price Lovelace. He's the designated hitter today. Blake Steiner will bat 8th. He wears number 17 and plays in left field. Alex Huber, number 6, is the catcher. And finally, in center field, number 10, Jaden Klabom. Now let's go into the starting lineup for the Wenatchee Panthers. Leading things off and playing in center field, number 1, Ty Shirting. So both teams number 1 in that first spot. After that, number 8, Dalton Thomas. He will play at shortstop today for the Panthers. Followed up by the number 3 hitter, number 2 on the back of his jersey, Shane Huffaker. He's in right field. The cleanup hitter is Ronan Haynes. He bats 4th, wears number 25 and catches today. After that, it'll be the number 5 hitter, Jared Rubash. He wears number 5 and he's the pitcher today. Batting 6th and playing at first base, number 10, Chandler Holliday. Batting 7th, wearing number 15 and playing at second base will be Thomas Blankley. After that, batting 8th, wearing number 9, playing in left field, Carson Emerson. The number 9 hitter is number 19, Jalen Hagan. He's the designated hitter. And rounding out the order, last but not least, it is going to be number 18, Jordan Velasquez. He plays at third base. So that's the starting lineups for both teams. As I mentioned, Rubash will be on the mound for the Panthers. We'll get into his numbers in just a little bit once this game gets rolling. And for the visiting Rams, Eli Grange on the hill against the Panthers. First pitch coming up right around the corner. Stay tuned with us right here on NCW Life.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support.
Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika Mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today. Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
It's time for baseball here from Rec Park. I'm Joel Norman with you on NCW Life. Thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast between Wenatchee and West Valley. Wonderful day for baseball as the Panthers look to stay undefeated in Big 9 play. We'll go through the lineup once again here for West Valley in a moment. But first, let's take a look at the numbers for today's starting pitcher for the Panthers, Jared Rubash, who has a 1-0 record on the season, hasn't allowed any runs, earned or unearned. He's walked 6, struck out 12, hasn't plunked any batters. As I mentioned, a 0 ERA, 1.105 walks and hits per innings pitched, 7 men left on base. And we're just about ready for the first pitch. The right-hander kicks and fires in a strike, and we're underway at 3:02 p.m. Pacific time. Happy to have you along here as there's a strike underway to Eli Grange. Grange hits this one up the middle, goes toward the shortstop Thomas. Thomas will flip over to first, and quickly, just like that, one away here in the first inning. Grange is retired 6-3 on the putout. Thomas is at short. Let's go through the rest of that infield and outfield defensive alignments overall for Wenatchee. In left field, and we go left to right. Emerson, Schurting, Huffaker on the infield. Velasquez, Thomas, Blackney, Holiday, and behind the plate, Haynes doing the catching. First pitch is a bit up high to Cy Steele, the second baseman for the Rams. Rams wearing these red jerseys with the powder blue helmets. Foul ball to the backstop, as you just saw. Powder blue numbering, lettering, and the helmet sure stands out, almost looking like Eastmont colors. Wenatchee, of course, their home whites. Purple lettering. There's a strike in there. It's 1-2 the count to Steele. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's going to be swung on, as you see, and fouled off. So still a 1-2 count. Head coach Jeff Zender said that his starter Rubash will get about 70 pitches, probably get a little bit over that or so, though. Hit in the air to right field. Coming in is Huffaker, and he's unable to make the catch. Also diving there was Blackney. But it looks like that ball just didn't get too far away from either of them, so that will drop in. So it's going to go down as a base hit. So getting in there safely is Steele. And there's one aboard with one out here in the top of the first inning. No score between Wenatchee and West Valley so far. Brings up number 3 hitter, Jack Vandebrake, playing at shortstop. Bats with one runner on. So a base hit with one out. Rubash, first time pitching from the stretch, delivers a check swing. It's hit over towards second. No play at second base. So Blackney will simply flip over to first base. One pitch, 2 outs now in the inning. It's a ground out that goes 4-3. Advancing to second on the play is Steele. So 2 outs in the inning. Now bring up Derek Wolf, the third baseman for the Rams. 4 consecutive right-handed batters to start this order for West Valley. Rubash again pitching with a runner on. He'll check the runner at second base. Rubash has allowed 3 runners to steal bases this season. In fact, all 3 stolen base attempts against him this season have been successful. Strike in there already to the right-handed hitter. Now he comes home. Chopped high over the mound. Rubash has no play on it. This might go into no man's land. Pretty much does. It's going to be an infield single for Wolf. Thomas tried to make a play on it, but it seemed like as he was in motion, realized he didn't have one. Late throw over to first. So in there with the base hit is Wolf. Advancing to third is Steele. Runners at the corners and 2 outs for the Rams here at the top of the first. Still no score. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and 4-wheel alignment. Online at alignmentpros.com or at 182 Eastmont Avenue. 0-1 the count to the left-handed hitting Hayden Groff. First left-handed hitter that the right-handed pitcher Rubash has faced. Rubash delivers. That's fouled off to first base side. Rubash has not allowed any runs yet this season, but in danger here. However, there are 2 outs in the inning. Only needs one more strike to get out of it here. The right-hander comes set. He's got his sign. And the pitch swung on, fouled off, third base side. The Panthers, as always, the third base dugout. Visiting Rams on the right side. Still a 1-2 strike count. No score in the top of the first here from Rec Park. The pitch. Swung on, hit over towards short. Thomas has it. Thought about going to second and fires the first in time. And 2 runners are stranded as it's a scoreless top of the first inning. The Panthers coming to bat after these messages right here on NCW Life.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Welcome back to Recreation Park. We're getting ready to go here in the bottom of the first inning. The Wenatchee Panthers coming to bat for the first time today. The Panthers entering today's game with a 4-1 record, 3-0 in Big 9 play. Meanwhile, West Valley, their opponent 1-4 overall, winless, 0-3 in Big 9 play. So West Valley had some chances to get some runs across in that top of the first inning, but couldn't really bring anyone home. And now they take the field for the first time here today. The right-hander Eli Grange will be on the mound, going up against the Panthers order, which starts off with T.J. Shirting leading off playing center field. Dalton Thomas is at short batting second, and Shane Huffaker is the number 3 hitter playing in right field. After that, we'll see who else comes up. But those 3 do up this inning. So Shirting, the right-handed batter, digs in. He's ready to go. Didn't have any plays hit toward him in center field in that first inning. Only one ball got out of the infield. Base hit to very shallow right field by Cy Steele. First pitch comes in from the right-hander Grange. It's outside for a ball. All turf infield, including the mound here at Rec Park. All grass outfield, if you notice the color change on TV. There's another ball. It's 2-0. Shirting. Team high 556 batting average. Very small sample size, but nonetheless a very solid start to the season. 5 hits in 9 at-bats, but he swings and misses at this one. Off-speed delivery from Grange. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Panthers' leadoff batter. Grange delivers a little bit high, so a very favorable hitter's count here. Shirting's also tied with Ronan Haynes for the team lead with 3 walks. Connects on this pitch, hits it toward left field on the run, unable to make the catch as the left fielder, and that was going to be thrown towards second, but sliding ahead of the tag, and in there with a double will be Shirting. A ball that was on the run. It looked like the left fielder Steiner was coming on. He was trying to make a play on it, but he could not get it. So that drops in for a double. Shirting is aboard and in scoring position. So he'll add to that already team best batting average. So Grange checks the runner at second and comes home to Dalton Thomas. He showed bunt, pulled back a little bit though. Thomas takes a ball. 4 balls compared to 3 strikes thrown so far for Grange. Couple checks of second, and now the offering home. Thomas gets the bunt down, but it goes foul. Not enough contact on that ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. We're in the bottom of the first inning. No score yet, but Wenatchee threatening to get on the board as they take on West Valley. Game 1 of 2 here from Rec Park. Thomas hitting .444, 4 hits in 9 at-bats this season, 12 plate appearances overall. Takes the off-speed delivery for a ball. Two balls and 1 strike. Grange with a little slow leg kick, you notice, when he comes set. Bunt put down left side. That's a very good bunt, and their West Valley Rams have no play on that one, so an infield single on the push bunt by Dalton Thomas. Shirting over to third. Thomas advances to first base, and 2 runners on, both at the corners. No outs here in the bottom of the first. A nice start for Wenatchee in this ball game. And this is a really similar situation to what happened at the top of this inning, as West Valley had runners at first and third, but for them that came with 2 outs in the inning. Meanwhile, Wenatchee, runners at the corners, no outs so far. Number 3 hitter Shane Huffaker steps up. Another right-handed batter for the Panthers. They'll have their first lefty coming up. He's on deck right now. Grange delivers off speed, but it catches the outside edge of the strike zone. Ronan Haynes on deck. Huffaker at the plate. Slashing .222, .333, .778 this season. Check that, 444 at the end, 778 OPS. It's a hit and run, and it gets underneath the glove of the third baseman, Wolf, into left field. The throw going over to third is not in time, so advancing over to third is Thomas. Coming through with the clutch hit is Huffaker. An RBI single to score TJ Shirting, and the Wenatchee Panthers are on board 1-0. An RBI single by Huffaker here in the bottom of the first. Still no outs in the inning. As that'll bring up Haynes. Still runners at the corners. You saw Thomas as he was going toward third. He almost went through that bag, but was able to maintain his position on it. He's able to keep a foot on the bag and stay safe, even though the tag was applied the whole time. Wolf was just not quite able to make the play there, and it cost the Rams the first run of the game. It was a hit and run, so he was already off and running. Grange has not gotten any outs in the inning yet. Looking to try and change that here. First and third, still no outs, 1 run in. Right-hander delivers, off speed, way outside. Almost looked like a pitch out. 2 balls and no strikes to Haynes, the left-handed hitting catcher. Haynes, a 330 average, 333, check that. Very impressive, 944 OPS. He'll step out real quickly. Gary Llewellyn, head coach for the Panthers, coaching at first base. Head coach Jeff Zender over at third. Grange checking third a couple times. Now comes home, way outside. So 3 balls and no strikes. Scoreboard reading 2 right now, but that should be 3 balls if I'm not mistaken. Thomas over at third after he singled 2 batters ago. Huffaker at first after his RBI single. Now Haynes connects on this one towards center, moving over a bit to his right and making the catch is the center fielder. He'll throw that one in, but not in time, as reaching and scoring on the play due to that sacrifice fly is Thomas. Huffaker will hold at first base, so it's a RBI sac fly for Haynes, and it's 2-0 Wenatchee. So a nice start to this ball game for the Panthers, looking to add to it here, 2-0, and swinging and missing on the first offering to him. There's Rubash. Rubash, also the pitcher in this ball game. Didn't allow any runs in the top of the first inning. Did give up a pair of base hits. Still has a clean 0 exact earned run average. A strike is delivered, and running with the pitch and getting in there safely will be the runner Huffaker. The throw got away, as you saw, and he thought about going to third, but probably wisely held up. He'll get the stolen base and advance into scoring position. So that gets rid of the typical double play expectations. Rubash had a 2-run homer in the top of the 7th inning on Tuesday to put Wenatchee ahead of West Valley for good. 5-3 at that point. They would score 4 more runs in the inning. Connects on this one, right side. That one is going to get down, but in foul territory. Down the line, giving that a look was Smith, the right fielder, but he could not make the play. So it's simply just a long strike. Rubash was hoping he had extra bases, but instead he'll come back to the batter's box. Ready to dig back in now as the right-hander Eli Grange comes set, checks the runner at second. Dancing around a little bit off the base is Huffaker. He stole a base. That throw is behind Rubash. That's in there for a ball, 1-2. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Automoco. What's your Automoco emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the Valley, including the only Automoco with inside seating on 5th Street across from the college. The 1-2. It's low. It's a ball. It'll get away, so advancing over to third base on the wild pitch will be Huffaker. Rubash, with a runner 90 feet away from scoring, digs back in. Can't really dig in that much on a turf infield, but he'll do his best. Swings and connects on this one, high in the air. I don't think that'll make it past the infield. Moving back is the shortstop, and making that play will be Vanderbrake. So it's a pop out for Rubash, And there's now 2 away here. Remaining at third base is Huffaker. So Vanderbrake saw that one sky high. A very sunny day, but was able to make that catch nonetheless. So Rubash pops out. 2 outs in the inning. After that, we'll bring up Chandler Holiday. Holiday playing at first base. Off-speed delivery from Grange is outside. Holiday, another right-handed batter. The only left-handed hitter so far was Haynes. Takes a ball up and inside. Grange having a little trouble getting ahead of guys. He's been able to throw strikes, so they seem to be later in the count. So he's kind of fighting himself a bit there. Right-hander is ready once again. Kicks and fires. Chopped just foul. Today's broadcast also being brought to you by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color FX at 509-470-9586. 3 balls and 1 strike to Holiday. Batting with a runner at third, 2 runs in the inning for Wenatchee. The pitch. Connects, hits that one slowly up the middle. Vanderbrake gobbles it up and fires to first. And the side is retired. Wenatchee gets 2 runs on 3 hits in the inning. And the side is retired after they send 6 men to the plate. We'll be back with more in a moment right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Faprita mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Back here on NCW Life as we get ready to go in the top of the 2nd inning. Wenatchee leading West Valley 2-0, game 1 of their doubleheader here at Rec Park. Jared Rubash back on the hill. The right-hander delivers. Nice curveball, but could not get the lower half of the strike zone. So that's a ball. Starting things off to Hunter Smith, the right fielder. Smith had a play on the ball in the bottom of the last inning as he takes a strike. He had a play on a ball down the right field line. A diving attempt, was not quite able to make it, but fortunately for him, the ball went foul. The 1-1. Outside, another off-speed delivery from Rubash. Rubash allowed 2 batters to reach base in the first inning on a pair of singles, but neither came across the score. Foul away right side, makes its way back to Ward home plate. Rubash was pitching with, as I mentioned, runners at the corners, but 2 outs in the inning, was able to get out of trouble. So he still has not allowed any runs in 3 appearances thus far. A little bit high and upstairs. Full count. Smith, another right-handed batter for West Valley. Only left-hander so far. So he takes ball 4 and he'll head over to first base. Only left-handed hitter so far was Derek Wolf, the number 4 hitter. So Wenatchee trying to get a double play here. As Price Loveless, the designated hitter, steps up. Check up first, a toss over, and that might have been in. If that ball had been held on to, might have been in time. But Holiday could not get that one, as it looked like the ball was going right exactly in between the runner and the glove. Nicked off of, I believe, the runner, Smith, and fortunately not too far for the Panthers. Way inside for a ball to start off the count to Loveless. Designated hitter today. Runners are a perfect 3 for 3 against Rubash on the base paths this season. There's a strike, 1-1. A couple more fans trickling into this one A first of 2 games for Wenatchee against West Valley here at Rec Park. Wenatchee swept both games of last Friday's doubleheader against Eastmont and would love to do the same here to stay undefeated in Big 9 play. Foul ball first base side. 1-2 is the count. Rubash hasn't gotten a strikeout yet today. He's got 12 on the season to lead this Panther pitching staff. No one else has more than 4. Looking for strikeout number 1. It's a 1-2 count. Runner at first. He's pitching from the stretch. Right-hander kicks and fires. Called. Strike 3. It was dropped for a moment. No, it looks like they're not going to say that. A tag will have to be applied. So strike 3 looking. Lovelace goes down for out number 1 in this top of the second inning. Before Blake Steiner digs in, we'll remind you today's broadcast being brought to you by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians. Celebrating 25 years in the car care business, they speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Steiner batting from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. Off speed outside for ball 1. Rubash has tossed over to first twice now in this inning, ever since the leadoff batter Smith reached on a walk. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Nice off speed and low pitch. Rubash went down low in the corner to get Bryce Lovelace, the previous batter, to strike out looking. See what he does on this count. The 1-1. That's fouled off. Wenatchee got 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, an RBI single by Shane Huffaker, sacrifice fly by Ronan Haynes, after TJ Shirting and Dalton Thomas led off the inning with a double and a single. Pitch outside, evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Haven't seen many attempts at all by Smith to get running off of first. We'll see what he does on this 2-2 pitch. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Another punch out. Back-to-back batters K'd by Rubash, and there's 2 outs in the inning. That brings up the catcher, Alex Huber. A little late getting to the plate, but now he trots out.
The catcher, number 6, Alex Huber.
Rubash has pretty much spent this whole inning pitching from the stretch after walking Smith. He's still at first with 2 outs in the inning, and now Huber at the plate. There's a toss over to first. Speak of the devil. Not in time. Third baseman Velasquez moving back a little bit on the left side. Swing and a miss on the first offering from Rubash. Blackney and Thomas pretty far back on the infield. Of course, over at first, Holiday holding the runner on. Outfield is fairly shallow for the number 9 hitter. The pitch hit over to the left side. Easily fielded by Thomas. He flips over to first in time, and the side is retired. A walk for Rubash, but that's about it. No one comes across for West Valley. After an inning and a half, it's 2-0 Wenatchee. We'll have more in a moment right here on NCW Life.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Thomas Blackney to lead things off for Wenatchee here in the bottom of the second inning. The Panthers lead the Rams by a score of 2-0. Game 1 of the doubleheader here today at Rec Park. Happy to have you along with us here on NCW Life. Today's broadcast being brought to you by One Way Construction, a premier custom home builder and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete and consulting services. Online, onewayconstructionnw.com. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by the right-handed hitting Blackney. Thomas Blackney coming into this ball game, one hit in 8 at-bats. Takes the ball, it's 2-1. After Blackney, it'll be Emerson and Hegum. Chops this one over to third, handled and tossed over to first base by Wolf. And there's 1-0. Oh, actually, that throw got away, beg your pardon, as advancing over towards second base on the play will be Blackney. So the error on the play, I looked down for a sec, but actually was able to make it over to second. So on that error, Blackney able to advance over to second base, and he's now in scoring position. Carson Emerson, the left fielder, steps up to the plate. The green bat pops the first pitch up in the air, left side, and that's out of play toward the bathrooms and the bullpen, pretty much the indoor cages, I guess you could say, for the Panthers, third base side. Second pitch misses. One offering from Grange. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air to the right side, down the line. That one's going to shift out of play. Long foul ball. Count is now 1-2. Right-hander comes set. Runner at second after he reached on an error. Carson Emerson at the plate. Chopped over to the second base side. Gobbled up and fired over to first. So on the play, retired is Emerson, 4-3, but advancing over to third base is Blackney. 1 out in the inning.
Designated hitter, number 17, Jalen Hagum.
Jaden Hakem steps up. Running out this order, batting ninth. After Emerson, the left fielder, grounded out to move Blackney over to third, and he swings and connects, and that'll bring in another run as that gets down in right center field. Hagum heading towards second. The throw not going to get him, and he's in there with a stand-up RBI double. It's 3-0 Wenatchee in the second inning. So Hagum with the extra base hit comes through. That's his first extra base hit of the season. First RBI as well. Back to the top of the order, TJ Shirting doubled and scored last inning, leading off the day for the Panthers with that double. He bunts down the third baseline. It's going to go foul, though. Trots back to home plate to pick up his bat. Remind you that today's broadcast is also being brought to you by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals in a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9 p.m. Call 509-665-9529. And it's strike two called to Shirting. Entered today with a team-high .556 batting average. And as we mentioned earlier, that is only going to improve thanks to that first inning double. That's now for the second time in as many innings, with the Panthers leading 3-0. They've scored in both innings so far, looking to match their output in the first here if he can get a base hit. Hagum off of second. Shirting connects right side. Ranging over is the first baseman Groth. He's able to make the play in foul territory. So retired on that one with the pop out in foul territory is Shirting. And there's now 2 away here in the second inning.
That is a shortstop. Number 8, Dalton Thomas.
Wenatchee with 1 run in, another at scoring position, and now batting Dalton Thomas. Singled last inning and scored. Thomas sees the first pitch. He go right underneath his left elbow for a ball. Toss over to second. You don't see too many throws back there. Not in time as back with a dive is Hagum. Hagum, the number 9 hitter with the RBI double to put Wenatchee out to a 3-run lead. It's fouled away for strike one. 1-1 count to Dalton Thomas. Shortstop has made a pair of plays in the field. Another check of second base. You know, a huge part of baseball, I think, is the communication between the dugout, not just the coaches and the base runners, but you see players. You could just see in that case right there, the Wenatchee bench getting involved on that one, telling the runner Hagum to get back. Hit over to the left side. Playable, no, bounces in and out of the glove of the third baseman Vanderbrink. That's going to be an error on him, the second of the inning, and Wenatchee stays alive here in the bottom of the second inning. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. So Thomas is aboard for the second time today. And once again, Shane Huffaker has a chance to drive in a run. Huffaker had an RBI single, stole second, advanced to third on a wild pitch last inning to drive in the first run of the game so far. Runner takes off a second. It's a hit and run. Popped in the air, moving over a bit is the second baseman Steele, and he'll camp under it to make the play. Another run comes across for the Panthers. They now lead 3-0 after 2 innings. You're watching today's game live right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
The Panthers lead the Rams 3-0 as we get started here in the third inning. I'm Joel Norman with you on NCW Life. All games starting at 3 o'clock, just past 3:30 right now here from Rec Park. Been a nice start for the Panthers, and they're looking to keep it this way. As Jared Rubash has been very solid on the mound. No runs allowed so far. Has allowed only 3 base runners, 2 of them via base hits, the other a walk.
That is the pitcher, number 15, Eli Gray.
Facing his mound counterpart right now. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. This one hit over to the left side, gobbled up by the shortstop, Thomas. Long throw over to first, in time on the bounce. Holiday able to pick that one very nicely, and Grange, the pitcher, is retired 6-3 on the putout. Wenatchee got 2 runs in the first inning, another last inning. And they've been able to keep the Rams off the scoreboard thus far. The Rams have sent no more than 5 batters to the plate in any inning, and that maximum number 5 came in the first inning. Foul ball, right side, out of play. Into the parking lot, actually, past right field. Second pitch is popped in the air towards center field. Barely having to move at all is Shirting, and he makes that play easily for out number 2. So a really quick start to this third inning, and Rubash looking to get out of this one fairly quickly. You know, every pitcher in their game, they're hoping to try and stay in line for the win. They have to hope to have at least 1 quick inning, and Rubash might have a great opportunity for that right here. Breaking ball is in there for a strike to Jack Vanderbrink. Vandenbrink has grounded out in this ball game so far, made an error in the bottom of the second inning. It didn't lead to any runs as he is plunked by the second offering from Rubash as he'll trot over to first base to continue the inning. That'll bring up the third baseman Derek Wolf, batting fourth in this lineup for West Valley.
Number 16, Derek Wolf.
Wenatchee is in first place in the Big Nine with a 3-0 record. Technically tied, I guess, with Davis, who's 2-0 in the conference, but Wenatchee more wins, so they have the tiebreaker. Toss over to first, unable to be held onto by Holiday. So Wenatchee's in first, Davis in second, Moses Lake is 2-1. Eisenhower 1-2. Another toss over to first. Eastmont also 1-2. Sunnyside 0-1. And West Valley winless so far, 0-3. Rubash comes home, and it's a swing and a miss by Wolf, who singled 2 innings ago. This afternoon's broadcast is being brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. They service all brands of commercial and residential HVAC systems. Call 509-884-6444 for more information. 3 tosses over to first in this inning by Rubash. Wolf gets his lead, and Rubash comes home. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. Great movement on these sliders today. The right-hander on the mound for the Panthers looking to get out of the inning. It's an 0-2 count. The pitch, swung on, hit up the middle. Thomas has a play on it. Doesn't go to second, throws to first, and on the bounce, it's in time. What a nice play on the run by the Panthers shortstop, and the side is retired. Ground out goes 6-3 to conclude the inning. 1 runner reaches, but that is all for the Rams. 3-0 Panthers after 2.5. We'll be back in a moment right here on NCW Life.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-44 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's Automotive Alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Wenatchee coming to the plate for the 3rd time today. Ronan Haynes will lead things off. The catcher had a sacrifice fly in the 1st inning. Brought in the 2nd run of the ball game for Wenatchee. They've scored in both innings so far. Looking to continue that here in the 3rd. As it's Haynes to start things off here. Haynes batting from the left side against the right-hander Grange. Grange comes set, delivers, and first pitch is a bit outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes to count. No hits in either of the last 2 innings for West Valley. Another ball makes it 3-0. In their first 2 innings so far, the Panthers, meanwhile, have a combined 4 hits. 2 hits in that 1st inning for West Valley have been all they've gotten so far. 4-pitch walk to Ronan Haynes. He'll trot over to first base to start off this 3rd inning. First walk of the day for Grange. He's allowed a couple batters to reach on errors. As I mentioned, those 4 base hits as well. Biosports Physical Therapy provides the best environment, most qualified, experienced therapists in North Central Washington. You have the right to select your healthcare team. Why wouldn't you choose the best? Choose Biosports. 1 put down, third base side. The throw over to first is not in time, so another push bunt single by the Panthers. Rubash is aboard at first, Haynes the second, and the Panthers are in business once again here and now in the 3rd inning. Looking, as I mentioned, score in each inning so far.
Number 10, Chandler Holiday.
Don't see anyone warming up in the pen for the Rams. The Panthers, meanwhile, are going to keep rolling with Rubash the way he's been tossing today. 3 scoreless innings thus far. Has yet to allow an earned run this season. Chandler Holiday at the plate, takes a ball low. Grange taking a little more time between his pitches, we're noticing. Pitching from the stretch once again. Checks second and comes home. There's a strike. Holiday grounded out to short to end the first inning. The number 6 hitter in the order. Connects and fouls that one off just over the fencing first base side. The right-hander Grange is set. He's got his sign, and now he prepares to come home. The pitch. That's low. It's going to get away for a moment from the catcher. Throw over to third. Is not in time as it draws the third baseman Wolf off the bag. Huber hesitated for a moment, and as a result, on that pass ball, advancing over to third was Ronan Haynes. He's there with still no outs in the inning. First and third as Rubash stayed put at first. So 90 feet closer is Haynes. Holiday a chance to drive in a run. 2-2 offering the pitch. Off from first is the runner Rubash. And boy, that's the first time in this game it's been a hit and run. And hasn't immediately resulted in a run for the Panthers. Both of their RBI base hits so far in this game. The single by Huffaker in the first. And the double by Hagum last inning. Both were hit and runs that brought in a run. 2-2. Outside, the count is full. Wenatchee off to a nice start in Game 1 against West Valley. They'll play them again immediately after this game in the doubleheader. First and third, runners off from second. Hit over to third. Tough play, but handled and tossed over to first by Wolf. Advancing to second on the play is Rubash, but out is Holiday, and there's one away here in the third. That was a really nice pick by Wolf at third. The ball comes over to third base so quickly, you don't seem to have a ton of time to react, but he did a very nice job picking that one, fielding a tough bounce, and tossing it over to first. It can be kind of tough for infielders to handle the turf. You know, a lot of them may be used to playing on grass or dirt infields, grass and dirt sometimes infields. But a really nice job picking that one. The bounces are pretty true on turf, but sometimes you're not prepared to that because of different surfaces that you play on. Quick visit to the mound to check on Grange. He's got one out in this inning. Runners at second and third. Ronan Haynes led off with a walk. Went to second on the push bunt single by Jared Rubash. Haynes went to third on a wild pitch. Rubash to second on the ground out a moment ago by Holiday to third. That brings up Thomas Blackney, the second baseman. Reached on an error to lead off the second inning and scored the only run of that inning. That's with runners at second and third. Puts down the suicide squeeze. The bunt first base side goes down the line foul. Off to the races were both Rubash and Haynes. Haynes nearly scored there, but they'll trot back to their respective bases. See if they try that again. I doubt it. Grange comes set and fires. Swing and a miss. And it's quickly 0-2 to Blackney. Blackney's made a couple plays in the field in this ball game. Tired Van to break in the first inning and Huber to end the second. And an 0-2 count with one out. And he chops it over to third. Runners are going to stay put. The toss over to first is in time. And there's two outs in the inning now on a pair of groundouts. Wenatchee has only stranded 3 runners in this game. 2 of them came last inning. In danger of stranding 2 more here, though. After the first 2 batters reached, and they're still on the base paths. The last 2 batters have both grounded out to third base. Breaking ball is in there for a strike to Carson Emerson. Emerson hitless this season. Oh, he's only got 4 at-bats to his name. Takes a ball. It's 1-1. At the start in left field here in game 1. It's always interesting to see what kind of different lineups a coach will throw out there in double headers. Connects on this one, and he does have his first base hit of the season. A single to left field. 1 run is in. Rubash is rounding third, and he's going to score as well. A 2 RBI single by Carson Emerson, and it's 5-0 Wenatchee in the third. The Panthers continue to keep pounding. They've scored in every inning so far and have a commanding 5-0 lead right now. Emerson on the board, first base hit of the season. Sometimes that first one is the toughest, and he comes through. Quick toss over to first, nearly got him, but he is able to get back in time. Pair of RBIs on that base hit, and now batting Jaden Hagum. Another toss over to first. Hagum had an RBI double last inning. So in every inning so far, I guess these second and third ones are the only ones that really count for this stat, but in each of the last 2 innings, someone who batted in the previous inning has hit in that next inning. So Wenatchee doing a nice job of sending lots of guys to the plate. 6 batters hit in the first inning, 6 more in the second, and what do you know? Hagum is batter number 6 of the third. Takes a strike. A couple tosses over to first by Grange, but now his first pitch home is in there. Here's the 0-1 offering with 2 outs and a runner at first. Hit over to the left side underneath the glove of Wolf. Runners at first and second on a pair of singles, and the Panthers continue the inning. 2 outs, 2 runs already in, rather. Emerson goes to second on Hagum's second base hit of the game. Hagum, despite all these runs for Wenatchee, is the only batter for the Panthers to have 2 base hits in the game. Now, a couple have reached twice, but Hagum, the number 9 hitter, go figure. Only one with 2 hits. First pitch swinging and connecting toward right field is TJ Shirting, but back and able to make the catch is Smith. And the side at last is retired. 2 more runs come across for the Panthers, and after 3 innings, they lead 5-0. We'll be back with more in a moment right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
We're ready to go here in the 4th inning from Rec Park as the Wenatchee Panthers lead the West Valley Rams by a score of 5-0. I'm Joel Norman with you here on NCW Life. Taking a first pitch strike is Hayden Groth, grounded out to shortstop to end the 1st inning. Groth at that time was batting with runners at first and third, but wasn't able to get either across. Jared Rubash still on the hill for the Panthers. 1-1 count. Low ball moves it to 2-1. Groth is the only left-handed hitter in this lineup. So that one hard down the line to the left side, out of play though. Wenatchee's only left-handed hitter, meanwhile, Ronan Haynes. Another ball tapped foul. It's still 2-2. Two runs in the first, 1 run in the second, 2 more in the third for the Panthers. Rubash delivers, and just getting a piece of that one. as the batter, Groth. Actually striking a lot early in this one. They have a commanding 5-0 lead. And Rubash is just continuing his dominance on the mound. Another strikeout. That's his third of the ball game, second swinging. And there's one away here in the fourth. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, your local North Central Washington pest control experts, serving Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Quincy, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and everyone in between. Call 509-797-0090. Broadcast is also being brought to you by the Alignment Pros and Express Lube. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube, including front and four-wheel alignment. Online at alignmentpros.com or 182 Eastmont Avenue. Quick chat on the mound between Ronan Haynes and Jared Rubash. Rubash is ready to go. Got the strikeout of Groth to lead off this inning, now taking on Hunter Smith. Back to face another right-handed hitter. Count even and 1-1. Swing and a miss. Nice off-speed delivery. Wonderful day for baseball here. The sun's shining. Another swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout for Rubash, his second of the inning and fourth of the ball game. Smith chasing, could not catch up with that one. And there's two away here in the fourth. As I mentioned, these temperatures here in Wenatchee today, 64 degrees. As a matter of fact, that is also the high for both Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So a couple lovely days coming ahead. Regretting his swing on that first pitch was Price Loveless. He's down the count 0-1. Rubash working really quickly. Is in there with another strike, and he's trying to punch out the side here. 0-2 the count to Loveless, the designated hitter. Got him to strike out looking in the second for Rubash's first strikeout of the game. The 0-2, and swung on a miss once again. Rubash strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Rams in the fourth inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth in just a moment here. The Panthers up 5-0. You're watching today's game live right here on NCW Life.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Ready to go here in the bottom of the fourth inning. A great start to this ball game for the Panthers. They lead 5-0 over the West Valley Rams. Wenatchee has struck in every inning so far, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 more in the third inning. And that'll be Dalton Thomas looking to add to that output. Chops one over to third base, but foul. Thomas is 1 for 2, but has reached base twice. A single in the first inning and reached on an error in the second. Ties his shoes. We remind you that the Windmill Restaurant of Wenatchee prides itself on being a local legend for 80 years. The Windmill features slow-roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Finish that in a moment. This is hit in the air, and it drops down in left field for a base hit. And Thomas leads off the fourth inning with his second single of the ball game. He's aboard at first to start off this bottom of the fourth. Continuing on, the Windmill features slow-roasted prime rib, highest quality hand-cut steaks, and fresh seafood. Homemade dressings and pies are made daily and are the mainstay of this legendary landmark restaurant. The Windmill has a full bar and excellent selection of beer and wine from which to choose. Call the Windmill today at 665-9529. So a pitching change will be made, and we'll take a quick break as that change is being made right now. We'll have more on that in just a moment right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
Pitching change for the West Valley Rams here with a batter aboard in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wenatchee led off the inning with Dalton Thomas singling. And now Gage Lublin will be the pitcher. Eli Grange moves out to left field, and stepping up to the plate is Shane Huffaker. Right fielder singled in a run in the 1st inning for the Panthers, and he swings at this one and fouls it off. Running with the pitch was Thomas, but he'll make the trot back over to first base. So exiting the game now is Blake Steiner from left field. As I mentioned, Grange moves out to left field from the mound. Second pitch is hit toward him in left field. That's going to get toward the corner. And it gets down, he's fielding it, tosses it toward third, but in there at third base is the lead runner, Thomas. Meanwhile, Huffaker, a double to put runners at second and third. So a rude way to greet the new pitcher, but 2 runners in scoring position for the Panthers, as Ronan Haynes will step up, looking to try and plate them both. Haynes brought in a run in the 1st on a sac fly and scored after walking to start the 3rd. That's from the left side against the left-hander, Lublin. Pitch goes outside for a ball in the 1st offering. So 8 hits allowed by Grange, 5 runs, I believe 3 of which are going to go as earned. 4 of them are going to be earned. This one's going to be chopped over towards second. That'll bring in a run, but the out is recorded at first base as it's going to drive in Thomas. Haynes comes through. Another run comes across for Wenatchee, and it's now 6-0 on that RBI ground out. Going over to third is Huffaker.
Now the pitcher, number 5, Jared Rubash.
So Haynes gets the job done one way or another. Second time he's been retired today, but both of his outs have been productive. 2 RBIs and a walk so far. Rubath connects and hits one to left field. That one's going to get down and bring in another run. Huffaker comes in to score, and it's 7-0 Panthers. RBI knock for Jared Rubash, his 2nd hit of the game, 2nd actually in as many innings. The Panthers are rolling now in the 7th inning. 1 out in the inning, runner at first, and Chandler Holliday at the plate. So that will complete the line on Grange. He allows 6 runs, 5 of which were earned. On 8 hits, as I mentioned. Fouled away on the 1st offering to Holliday. He goes 3+ innings, pitching into the 4th inning. Walked 1 batter, did not pick up any strikeouts. So a tough outing for Grange. Rubash takes off from first, pitches outside for a ball. He slides in safe with a stolen base, but he took out the second baseman's steal on the way. So another runner in scoring position for the Panthers after the stolen base by Rubash. That's the 2nd stolen base of the game for Wenatchee. Huffaker had the other one back in the 1st inning. Here's the 1-1. Off speed is a little bit high. Holiday 0 for 2 today, a ground out to short to end the first inning. And he had the first out of the third inning with a ground out to third. Gage Loveland comes set, checks second and fires. That's low for another ball. It's 3-1. Favorable count for the right-handed hitting Holiday. 7-0 Panthers. They've scored in every inning and have scored 2 runs in every inning so far, except for the second when they only got a singular run. I say only, but it's only like that on a day when they scored 7 runs. Hit over to the left side. That's going to get in between short and third, but playing very shallow is the left fielder Grange, so he's able to get that ball in quickly. And holding up at third base will be Rubash. Runners at the corners with 1 out for the Panthers here in the fourth, looking for more. Holiday is aboard, and now every batter in the lineup for Wenatchee has reached base. Not everyone has a hit, but everyone has at least reached base once now. Still 7-0, another meeting on the mound. Let me remind you, today's broadcast being brought to you by Automoca. What's your Automoca emergency? Visit one of their 6 locations in the Valley, including the only Automoca with inside seating on 5th Street across from the college. Today's broadcast also brought to you by One Way Construction. Founded in 2000, One Way is a premier custom home builder and construction company in Leavenworth, Kashmir, Chelan, Wenatchee, and North Central Washington areas. Whether your project requires general contracting, framing, concrete, or consulting services, they want to be a part of making your vision a reality. They believe that great communication and customer service plays the most important role of a successful construction project. Find them on the web at onewayconstructionnw.com. I think we're just about ready to go once again. As back behind the plate is Huber. Loveland, the southpaw, back on the mound. One of the 2 runs that come in this inning is his property, so that'll go to his line. A chance to get out of this inning. Misses outside and low, so advancing over to second on that, call it a pass ball, I believe will be what that one's going to be ruled. Going over to second is Holiday. Might have been playable for Huber, but he wasn't able to. So second and third, 1 out, the 1-0. Swung on and hit into left. So coming home and scoring will be Rubash. And over to third goes Holiday. An RBI single for Blackney. And the Panthers continue to pour it on. It's 8-0 in the middle of a 3-run fourth inning. That's the 5th hit of the inning. 4 of those 5 hits have been singles. So once again, runners at the corner and 1 out. See if Blackney tries to move up to second at all. A pass ball or a wild pitch. Try to avoid the potential double play. First pitch to Carson Emerson is fouled off. Emerson got his first hit of the season last inning with a 2 RBI double to left field. Bats now with runners at the corners and 1 out. The 0-1 count. Loveland comes set and fires, and that's a strike. It's quickly 0-2. Infielders at the corners are about even with the bag. Third baseman Wolf moving back a little bit right now, though. Loveland fires, reaching out and fouling it away to stay alive, and the count is Emerson. Still 0-2 to him. After Emerson, it'll be Hagum, who, as I mentioned, is the only batter in, well, actually, before this inning, had been the only batter to have a pair of hits for Wenatchee today, but now Thomas and Huffaker have joined that club. Actually, so has Rubash. They're adding up. That's 4 Panthers with a multi-hit game so far. We're still in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the 1-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. And down on strikes is Emerson. That's the first time today a Wenatchee batter has struck out. Rubash, their pitcher today, has struck out 5, including striking out the side in the top of this inning.
Number 17, Jalen Hagum.
So 8-0 still Wenatchee. 2 outs, runners at first and third. Hagum steps up and takes a ball outside. Hagum, I believe, actually, he and Scherting are the only ones I believe wearing the stirrups today. Unless I'm missing someone else who came up to the plate. Shirting on deck right now. Toss over to first by Lublin. Today's broadcast being brought to you by Color FX, offering screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and logo design for your team, school, business, or church at a fair price. Locally owned for over 20 years. Call Color FX at 509-470-9586. 2-0 to Hagum. Doubled in a run in the second and singled to continue the third inning. Runner takes off from first, and the ball gets away from the catcher, Huber, but it stays in fair territory. Or was that catcher interference? Hard to say. It looks like Hagum is being awarded first base. I didn't think that ball hit him. So nonetheless, the bases are going to be loaded for the Panthers. Holiday at third, Blackney at second, Hagum at first. Hagum has reached base in all three of his plate appearances. Thomas, the only other one to do that. First pitch is outside for a ball to Shirting. A pair of pop-outs and a double today. He scored the first run of the game for Wenatchee in the first inning. The southpaw fires way outside. Nice job by Huber to keep that one in his glove instead of going to the backstop. Now, the backstop, obviously, you can tell, not too far away from home plate here at Rec Park, but who knows what kind of crazy bounce the ball might take. Sack's full of Panthers. 2 outs. The 2-0 is in there for a strike. Shirting playing in center field today, made one play in the field. They caught a pop-up in the third inning to retire Cy Steele. Otherwise, a pretty quiet night for him so far. Connects on this one and might drive in a pair. It's a single down the left field line. In to score is the first runner, Holiday. Blackney right behind him, and stopping up at third is Hagum. It's a 2 RBI single by Shirting, and the Panthers have batted around here in the fourth inning, and they now lead 10-0. It's a 5-run fourth inning. So Shirting drives in Holiday and Blackney. Hagum at third. He's 90 feet from scoring as well. And Wenatchee sitting pretty in game one. Batting for the second time this inning now will be Thomas. He singled and scored to lead off the inning. Came around to score on the RBI ground out by Ronan Haynes. And a quick discussion. Looks like there's going to be a pitching change for Eastmont. We'll have an update on that in just a moment right here. Stay tuned with us on NCW Life.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Paprika Mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists. proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Jack Finley is the new pitcher for West Valley as he comes on with his Rams trailing by a score of 10-0. Wenatchee sending their 10th batter of the inning, Dalton Thomas. He'll take a ball. Finley, the right-hander, relieving the southpaw, Gage Lublin. The starter, Eli Grange, began this inning, faced Thomas, and left. So Thomas has seen the first and the third pitchers of this inning, and he takes a strike. It's 1-1, but he did not see Lublin in between them. Lublin's line, it's not complete yet, but he has allowed 4 runs thus far. Both runners at first and third are his property. Right-hander taking his time, comes set, and fires. Inside edge for another strike. It's 1-2. Shirting off a first had a 2 RBI double a moment ago. 2 RBI single a moment ago with the bases loaded. Hagem's at third after he was hit by a pitch. This one hit foul, right side, out of play. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Thomas, the shortstop, who has a pair of singles. Scored both times that he singled and reached on an error in the second inning. Trying to get his first run batted in of the game. Pops one into shallow center, ranging back and making the play as the shortstop steal. And the sign is retired. So the 10-run rule in effect. We'll see if that is how the game will end. We'll hear as coming up will be West Valley. They've got to score at least 1 run to continue it. We'll have more in a moment right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
So the 10-run rule is in effect right now. If Wenatchee can hold West Valley off the scoreboard here in the top of the 5th inning, that will do it from Rec Park in Game 1 of this doubleheader. The Panthers leading by a score of 10-0, mostly in thanks to a 5-run 4th inning. It's the second time this week where Wenatchee has scored 5 or more runs in an inning against West Valley. They scored 6 in the 7th inning on Tuesday as a part of a 9-4 victory in that one. They're up 10-0 right now, though. First pitch is swung on and fouled away to Gavin Crawford, just pinch hitting to enter this game right now. Batting for the pitcher spot as that had been moved there. Fouls another one away. It's 0-2. This was the spot of Blake Steiner, but he left last inning when Eli Grange, the starter, was moved to left field. Steiner left, Grange left the game right now as he was being pinch hit for Gavin Crawford in the hole. 0-2. He'll take a ball to stay alive. We're in the 5th inning. It's 10-0 Wenatchee. Jared Rubash almost looking to throw a complete game here. As I mentioned, a 10-run rule in effect. Just needs to toss a complete inning, and he's off to a great start. Strikeout looking for his 4th consecutive punch-out and his 6th of the game. 1 away here to start the 5th. And I'll bring up Chaska John. Chaska John is going to pinch hit for Alex Huber. So West Valley's head coach Ryan Frala is rolling out his pinch hitters right now. His 2nd consecutive pinch hitter to start this inning. Takes a strike. Today's broadcast being brought to you by Global Car Care, a quality auto repair facility with highly trained technicians. Celebrating 25 years in the car care business, they speak your car's language at 1840 North Wenatchee Avenue. Rubash looking for strikeout number 5 here. It's an 0-2 count with 1 out. Right-hander fires and swung on in. And yes, just getting a piece of that one was the batter, John. Joska John batting from the right side. Pinch hitting for Alex Huber, the catcher. Another 0-2 coming. Rubash kicks and fires. Ooh, he wanted a chase there, but John would not bite. 1-2 is the count. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 today for Rubash. And there's 2 away in the 5th inning. Rubash has 5 consecutive strikeouts. Check that, 7 in the game overall.
Batter number 11, Johnny Hansen.
This ball game started at 3:02, and it could end in a couple moments here. It's 4:18 right now. Rubash facing the top of the order. Johnny Hans is at the plate. Swings, hits it over to first. This should do it. Handled easily, and taking it over to first himself is Holiday. And that will do it for game number 1. Wenatchee picks up the victory by the 10-run rule, winning 10-0. A solid offensive effort throughout. The Panthers score in every inning and pick up the shutout. Rubash was extremely strong through 5, struck out 7 to lead the Panthers to victory in game 1. We'll wrap this one up in just a moment. Stay tuned with us on NCW Life.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
So the Panthers are victorious in game 1 with a 10-0 win after 4.5 innings over the West Valley Rams. Wenatchee with the win improving to 5-1 overall, 4-0 in the Big 9. Another impressive offensive effort from the Panthers. They've done a great job this season. When scoring 5 or more runs, they're now 4-1 on the year. And really a heck of an effort once again, as we said today, by Wenatchee. Let's run through final line right here as you're watching today's game on NCW Life. I'm Joel Norman with you. Let's wrap it up. The Panthers 10 runs on 13 hits as they 10-run rule victory pick up the win over the West Valley Rams. No errors committed. And West Valley, no runs on 2 hits, both of them in the first inning and 2 errors. The win goes to Rubash. He went 5 innings, didn't allow any runs on 2 hits. Both of those hits came in that first inning, which is incredible. He really buckled down after that. Only walked 1 and struck out 7. Punched out the side in the 4th inning, 2 in the 2nd, and 2 more in the 5th inning. So a really nice job from the right-hander for the Panthers as they pick up game 1 victory over West Valley. West Valley falls to 1-5 overall, 0-4 in Big 9 standings, looking to get that first one, and they'll try to do that in game number 2, which will take place in about 25 minutes or so. Until then, we're going to go back to local programming for a little bit, but stay tuned with us in a little bit, as we'll have game 2 right here on NCW Live.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on the NCW Live channel. Today's broadcast of High School Sports on the NCW Live channel was brought to you by Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Biosports Physical Therapy, The Windmill Restaurant, and Harvest Valley Pest Control. This concludes tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Live channel. It's time for high school sports on the NCW Live channel. Today's broadcast of high school sports on the NCW Live channel is brought to you by Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Biosports Physical Therapy, The Windmill Restaurant, and Harvest Valley Pest Control. Now, let's go live for all the action for tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Live channel.
We're ready to go in game 2 of the doubleheader today between Wenatchee and West Valley here from Recreation Park. Wenatchee took game 1 by a score of 10-0. 10-run rule giving them a victory after 4.5 innings. I'm Joel Norman with you here on NCW Live. Thank you for being along with us as the Panthers look to continue to stay undefeated in Big 9 play. They're now 4-0 overall in the conference, 5-1 overall. And their opponent, the West Valley Rams, are the exact opposite of both of those. They are 0-4 in the Big 9, 1-5 overall. Wenatchee got the 10-run rule victory, as I mentioned, in the first game, and they're looking to continue to do something similar here in the second. It'll be TJ Shirting on the hill today for Wenatchee. We'll go through a quick look through his stats in a moment, but quickly let's run down the order for the West Valley Rams. Leading off and playing in center field is Carson Paulson. Follow that up by Cy Steele batting second and playing at second base. Jack Vanderbeek is at shortstop batting third. Derek Wolf is the third baseman batting cleanup. Hayden Groth is the DH batting fifth. Blake Leverton is the first baseman batting sixth. Austin Tolliver will do the pitching and bat sixth. Jack Finley hits seventh and is in right field. And finally, Jaden Klabom is in left field and batting ninth. So Carson Paulson is ready. He'll bat from the left side. The right-hander Shirting is ready. And let's play ball in game 2 of the doubleheader. Wenatchee looking to get the sweep. First pitch is up high for a ball, and we're underway in game 2 at 4:53 p.m. Pacific time. Right-hander in a 1-0 count delivers. This one's hit over towards second, gobbled up by Rubash. He'll fire over to first, and quickly 2 pitches in, 1 down in the top of the first. Rubash is at second after going 5 innings in the last game. Struck out 7, walked 1, didn't allow any runs on 2 hits. He's now got a team-high 19 strikeouts on the season and has yet to allow an earned run as well this season. So Rubash continuing his excellent season. First pitch swinging. Cy Steele hits one over toward third base into the Wenatchee dugout. Game 1, Steele went 1 for 2. A single in the first inning, and he popped out to center field in the third. Shows bunt, puts it down, third base side, coming in and throwing over to first along 1 hop. It's in time. What a nice throw there from Blackney, as he was able to retire Cy Steele for out number 2. Blackney over at third, Thomas at short, Rubash at second, Holiday at first base, that's the infield, and Haynes behind the plate for Wenatchee. So quickly, 2 outs the inning. As Shirting is looking for a 1-2-3 frame. It's a strike in there to the third hitter, Jack Vanderbeek. Vanderbeek batted third last game. Went 0 for 1, but was hit by a pitch in the third. Breaking ball is in there for another strike, and Shirting quickly has him down in an 0-2 hole. 2 outs. He's looking for a 1-2-3 frame. Working as quickly as he can. Right-hander has the glove over his mouth, waiting for that sign. Looks like he's finally got it. Kicks and fires. That swung on, hit towards center field, backing up a little bit and making the catch in center. And retiring the side with that catch is the center fielder Shirting there. And that will retire the side, as you mentioned. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go on to the bottom of the first in a moment. Stay tuned with us right here. You're watching Wenatchee Baseball on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Back here in the bottom of the first inning at Rec Park, I'm Joel Norman with you on NCW Life. No score between Wenatchee and Westview, as we're joined now by Dan Coots on the broadcast here. Dan, a nice start to the top of the first inning for the Panthers, and looking to pile on with the offense. They've been really just torrid at the plate, it feels like, these last few games, now scoring a combined 19 runs their last 2 games against West Valley.
And no cheap hits. They're hitting the ball solid. It's not like they're getting away with some dinky stuff here and dinky stuff there.
No, not at all.
West Valley's throwing strikes, and Wenatchee is raking it. As you mentioned, we were talking off mic, of course, the vast majority of players are right-handed, but they've been hitting it to left field pretty consistently, and that means they're hitting it with power and contact.
Center fielder Shirting at the plate. 1-0 count, hits it over to third. Bobbled for a moment. The throw to first is not in time. Oh, hopefully Shirting's okay. He's holding his left knee just past first base. He ran hard. He hit the bag hard.
It looks like he hit maybe the back side of the bag instead of right on top of it, and that's when these things happen. You know, when you don't step on the bag right on the top.
Yeah, he's walking around right now.
I think he's all right.
Seems okay. Yeah, you're right, though, Dan. You get that back side of the bag. That's not where you want it. You want to hit it front on, and he wasn't quite able to do it. He's getting checked on right now, though.
He popped up pretty quick, and it's amazing how resilient you can be back in high school. Your body kind of kicks right back in a heartbeat. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to stay out, or at least jog down the line a little bit and double check. Gotta hope he's okay. You need that speed in center field for Shirting as well. He's going to, looks like he'll stay in the game. I believe that's going to go down as a single. That was a hard hit ball over to third. So Shirting is aboard with the base hit.
Well, he beat it out. I mean, obviously the third baseman bobbled it just a little bit, but I'd give that a base hit. Of course, I'm a giving guy. My record's pretty clear on that.
Fair enough. No one likes errors anyway. Those are no fun. Brings up Dalton Thomas, the shortstop. Swings to the first one, a breaking ball, hits that in the air to left center, ranging over and making the catch is the center fielder Paulson. And there's one away here in the first.
Love the stirrups. Love the stirrups that Dalton's wearing and his teammate on first base.
I think they should be mandatory.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't wear stirrups. That's my thing. They looked so good.
Yeah.
Are they uncomfortable?
That's what I wore, when I played baseball growing up in Little League. You wore stirrups, and the pants went down just past the knee. That's how you wore it.
It's just there's certain things in baseball that shouldn't change. Other things, maybe a better strike zone. Maybe we can change that. But first one to Huffaker is fouled off. I'm all for a robotic strike zone or whatever you want to call it.
Well, it was funny because I was talking to Mark Colander and Paul Weddle, our umpires, before the game, and I said, now for the television broadcast, we have these superimposed virtual strike zone that they see on TV, and I said we made it really big, really big.
Breaking ball inside, misses for a ball.
Like 3 feet by 3 feet, so.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Yeah, we want lots of strikes being called, but we also want the hitters knowing you don't have to take everything. You can swing the bat a little more. Toss over to first, back with a dive is Shirting. Myself as a hitter, I swung at everything.
Yeah.
I liked it. I felt like I had the Vladimir Guerrero approach. Maybe not the same success, but the similar approach. Another one down low, 2-1.
I was looking at number 13 for West Valley, their starting pitcher, warming up in the bullpen. He got a pretty good arm, had a good fastball. That's what I noticed. They had some good pop to it, so we'll see.
That's Austin Tolliver on the hill. He's also in the order batting, I believe, 7th. I got double-checked. Hit over to where 3rd is fouled away. Yeah, Tolliver hitting in the 7th spot and also pitching. 2-2 count right now to Shane Huffaker, the right fielder for the Panthers. He had a RBI single in the 1st inning and a double in the 4th in Game 1. That one just misses. It's a full count coming up here.
We'll see what Coach Zender does with their runner on first in a full count. He likes to be aggressive when he can.
Seemed like a lot early on last game. Get to that in a moment. This one popped up.
That's an infield fly, I believe, is it not?
Will be going toward the middle in front of the second base bag. Making the catch is the shortstop Vanderbeek, and there's 2 away. But we saw Zender really liked to do some hit and runs in that first game, and especially early on, Dan, that was really beneficial for the Panthers. I think there was one point I said that the 3rd hit and run attempt of the game was the first time that on that pitch they didn't score a run. The first 2, both times, they were successful immediately. So, really nice success early on.
I was so busy producing the first part of the game, running back and forth, making sure everybody's hooked up and going. I didn't really get a chance to enjoy that first game. There's a base hit.
Underneath the glove of the first baseman, Leverton. Rounding second and heading over toward 3rd is Shirting. He looks all right running the bases. A little bit slower at the end, but he seems to be doing okay. It's a base hit for Ronan Haynes.
And here comes the courtesy runner for Ronan. As we know now in high school, pitchers and catchers can have courtesy runners. They are not out of the game. This is not a pinch runner.
No.
Ronan will be back to catch.
It's a nice thing. I really like that for catchers, especially. I think it really saves their legs. Because it's tough for a catcher to be expected to last the whole game, especially he's catching 2 games here.
Yep.
Brings up Jared Rubash with a great Game 1 effort. 5 innings, no runs on 2 hits, struck out 7.
He's fresh.
Yeah, I think he's okay. Rubash looks all right there. I might be able to toss another game pretty soon if need be.
I do believe the kids, don't quote me on this, but I do believe they do have a little snack between games. I talked to Coach Zender yesterday, and he said we get, they don't eat a heavy meal. They didn't go, they didn't go to the buffet at KFC between games, but they did fill up the tummy.
I couldn't blame them if they went to KFC. They have that buffet. I haven't gone to that one yet. The one, what's it, on Wenatchee Avenue? Every time I see it, I'm like, today's the day. Today's the day. And something comes up.
Just something comes up. People actually, they used to, they do the all-you-can-eat buffet. They'd stuff their faces and they'd grab a plate and fill it up and walk out the door with it.
In the air to left, moving back and making a nice leaping catch is Klebaum. And he saves a run or 2 from coming in, and that retires the side. Wenatchee gets a couple hits, but both runners are stranded. Scoreless after 1 from Rec Park. We'll be back with more on NCW Life.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Gavin Woodring towing the rubber for his 2nd inning of work. Woodring had a 1-2-3 top of the 1st inning. And a couple ground outs and a pop-up in there. No hits allowed, no men left on. Meanwhile, the Panthers had a nice chance to score in the bottom of the 1st inning, but a sensational leaping catch in left field made by Klebaum retired the side. They had runners at 1st and 3rd, but nothing able to happen. So that's the 1st inning today, Dan Coots, that the Panthers have not scored. They're in a little bit of a drought right now.
And correct me if, again, I missed the first game, so I'm not completely informed, but is this an all-righty lineup for the Panthers? I don't see a lefty anywhere in the field.
Well, Haynes is the only left-handed hitter,
right.
But everyone else is a right-hander.
Right.
As in they throw right-handed. Everyone in the field is a right-hander, but the only batter in their lineup that's left-handed hitting is Haynes.
You don't see that too often, even at the high school level. You usually see a couple of lefties in there.
And while we're at it, too, the only left-handed batter for West Valley is on deck right now, Hayden Groth. Right now at the plate, though, is Derek Wolf, the third baseman. Wolf, cleanup hitter in Game 1, went 1 for 2, a single in the first and a ground out in the third. In fact, only one batter in Game 1 for West Valley had 3 plate appearances. That was Eli Grange, grounded out in all 3 of those. So the right-hander Woodring is set and kicks in pitch number 1. Popped in the air.
It's going to fall in, I think, Joel.
Left center, and that will, Dan, perfectly in between Shirting and the left fielder out there as well. So that dropped in between him and Dory. And it's a base hit, the first since, I believe, the first inning of Game 1. So West Valley in between then went 5 innings without a base hit. There you go. But that's baseball. They're aboard.
And I believe Wenatchee now has a new third baseman in. Joel, you may have to help me out on that. I think
we'll have to get a double check on that. The starting third baseman was Blackney.
I don't see number 1 back out there again. He was the one who may have tweaked his knee a little bit, stepping bad on first base the previous inning. I don't believe he's out there now.
Shirting was in center.
I don't have my glasses totally locked in there yet.
We'll have to see in center. It's hard to see the number out there. Shirting is the center fielder right now. Well, at the start of the game, we'll see who is right now, though. Second pitch, bunt shown. It's down in between the mound and home plate. Plays to first, and they were able to retire Hayden Groth. Put out going 1-3. I like the way you draw it up for both sides as Wolf advances to second.
Good sacrifice there. West Valley looking to score a run.
First
Put a little scare in the Panthers.
You know, the Rams were able to get a little more offense the other day. They had 4 runs on Tuesday's loss, but nothing really in Game 1 after that first inning, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what they try anything different. They tried a few bunts. Some of them worked, some didn't.
Bunting on field turf must be different from bunting on natural grass, that's for sure.
Surely must. Wenatchee probably knows how to field those better. Fouled away by Blake Leverton. Did not play in Game 1, playing at first base in this one. 2 straight left-handed hitters for the Rams. Woodring had a 1-2-3 first inning. Pitching with a runner at second right now after the leadoff single by Wolf. Checks him a couple times and fires. Breaking ball hit in the air to center. Shirting on the run. And a catch is made. That's actually not Shirting. As you're right, Dan, a substitution was made. And instead, Hoffaker has moved to center. And I believe in right field, that is, oh boy, they're all shuffled around. I think Dory's in right field now.
I think you're right.
So Shirting has left the game after finishing the bottom of the first inning. Nonetheless, it's a fly out to center. At least note that. So we've got Hoffaker in center, Dory in right field. Check on who's in left field right now, though. Breaking ball's in there for a strike. Wouldn't be baseball if you didn't spend at least 1 inning trying to figure out who's out in the field, Dan. 2 outs the inning, a throwback to second. No tag even applied.
Not a big fan of that play in high school baseball.
I think it's risky.
I think the next level up in baseball, you can get away with it. But in high school, I've seen too many balls end up in the hands of the center fielder.
Sometimes it's tough enough for the catcher throwing it back there. You worry about the pitcher turning and throwing.
Yep, it's strictly a timing mechanism, and if the timing is off, and especially this early in the game, and you got 2 outs. If I'm the pitcher, I'm concentrating on the hitter.
I agree.
I don't think you need to worry about holding the batter, the runner on second base.
1-1 the count. 2 outs. Woodring checking the runner, now ready to come home. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
A lot of inside pitches, and Paul Waddle is giving it to him right on the plate. He's catching the black.
You know, that's some of that Game 2 umpiring, I think, in a lot of ways, Dan. We talked about the strike zone getting bigger. Sometimes umpires just naturally will do that later on. 2 outs in the inning. 1-2 is the count. Tolliver, the pitcher, trying to drive in a run. Did he go? Looks like he did. Strike 3. A nice strikeout by Gavin Woodring to get out of a mini jam there. And we're scoreless after an inning and a half. We'll have the bottom of the second after these messages right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Scoreless through an inning and a half. We're ready to go in the bottom of the second inning here between Wenatchee and Westview. Wenatchee took game one by a score of 10-0, and the Panthers looking to continue to stay undefeated in Big Nine play. I'm Joel Norman alongside Dan Kuntz at Rec Park. Chandler Holliday takes strike one. The Panthers sent 5 men to the plate in the first inning, but could not get any across. We are scoreless to this point. Second offering is upper part of the strike zone, called a strike. 0-2 the count to the right-handed hitting Holliday. Right-hander Tolliver looking for his first strikeout, delivers. It's going to be popped up instead towards center field.
That's going to bring down rain.
Paulson, a long-ranging turn, is able to make the catch.
I believe every time the Panthers have made contact, Joel, in the second game, it has gone in the air.
I was just going to say,
no single ground ball.
No ground outs, no ground ball base hits. Everything in the air. And you talk about the difference between a ground ball pitcher, a fly ball pitcher. You worry a little more if you're the team with the fly ball pitcher. Just because that can get it's kind of hit or miss sometimes. You might give up some long balls, but they also might get under a lot of them, and a little too under pitches. 1-1 the count to Thomas Blackney.
Unless you're a left-handed pole hitter, home runs in this ballpark are hard to come by. They're usually the inside-the-park variety. That's going to be close.
Thrown over to third. Long throw is in time. And a nice play by Wolf to retire Blackney. Quickly 2 outs here in the second. So Wenatchee hasn't gotten off to the offensive start they would like, but it's going to be hard to follow up a 10-run effort and scoring in every inning in game one. So now Nolan Dory is into the ball game. He's in right field, started in left, shifted his way over as he takes the first pitch outside for a ball. 2 outs, no one on for Wenatchee. Infield playing back for the most part, except for the corners. Swing and a miss on a curveball off the plate. 1 hit for the visiting Rams, 2 for the Panthers. Here's the 1-1. Well, that looked close. That's a ball, though. Wenatchee trying to avoid going 1-2-3 in an inning for the first time today. The 2-1, that's outside as well.
I'd like to see a little more patience. That's the one thing I've noticed in this second game. Wenatchee's trying to just keep like they're still playing the first game and pile on runs, and they're getting aggressive with balls.
3-1, it catches the outside edge. I mean, you see all those matzo balls in game one, but now everything's not as easy to hit, it seems. Full count offering is fouled away, so we'll get another payoff pitch in a moment.
Yeah, I was impressed with this West Valley kid. Again, I watched him throw about half a dozen warm-up pitches between games, and his ball has some movement and some pep to it.
Tolliver delivers, swung on and missed, and that's his first strikeout. The throw over to first is in time to complete the strikeout, and 1-2-3 go the Panthers in the second through 2 innings. No score from Rec Park. Wenatchee and West Valley doing better. We'll have the third inning in just a moment right here on NCW Life.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
We're ready to go in inning number 3 from Rec Park. Wenatchee and West Valley are scoreless thus far. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 for West Valley. Carson Paulson will conclude things, but before him, Jack Finley and Jaden Klabon before him. Both pitchers, it's very early, obviously, but tossing shutouts right now. Gavin Woodring faced the minimum in the first and 4 last inning, but first pitch swinging. Finley will hit one over to third, gobbled up by Blackney. The throw is high to first, but he was able to applying the tag was Holiday, the first baseman. That's a heck of an adjustment by the first baseman for the Panthers.
Nicely done. That was very impressive by number 10. Good throw, just a little high.
Great stuff from Chandler Holiday. That is not an easy play, Dan. You're already in there, and you're trying to just swipe anything in sight, but he's able to get a piece of the jersey. Jaden Klabom takes.
Talking to Coach Zender yesterday, he said he's very happy with his team defensively so far this year.
I saw in that first game, too. No errors for Wenatchee. You used to seeing guys booting the ball around. Bunt is put down, but foul.
And, of course, both of these teams are a little behind the curve as far as just fundamental baseball because they just haven't had a chance to play that much.
Exactly.
Games were delayed. Games have been postponed because of the poor weather. And so they're still, I would, still say they're a little bit rusty even though we're well into the baseball season.
1-1 is a little bit high.
You wouldn't know by today. Gorgeous day today.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even see the sun. You don't even see any snow on the mountains really right next to us. Saddle Rock has nothing. It's a wonderful day for some baseball. Breaking ball, catches the outside edge. A moment ago, I thought that was a ball, but it counts even up 2-2.
It's funny you brought that up because right before I came to the ballpark, we got our weekend weather briefing from the National Weather Service that we in the media get, and they say it's going to be just a sunny and warm weekend for pretty much everybody in the Northwest.
Gotta love it. 2-2 is fouled away, right side.
Little bitty high pressure ridge was supposed to build up and not last, maybe just Saturday and break down on Sunday. But they say, nope, it's going to hang around for the whole weekend. So
there you go.
We're talking sunshine, mid-60s Saturday and Sunday, so enjoy.
High today, it was 64 a little bit ago. Another 2-2 offering coming from Gavin Woodring. The pitch. That one's sliced foul, the right side.
And yet there's still a couple little piles of snow at Leaboff to fill the Apple Bowl right adjacent to our, our location.
When you were setting up the cameras?
Well, they had to plow, they
okay.
still had to plow all the snow someplace.
Sure.
There's still a couple of little patches there where the snow's hanging on for dear life.
Another 2-2. Up high for a ball, full count. The Wenatchee Valley Knights were having to do some of that. The baseball team was having to do some of that at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium a couple weeks ago. They had to just shovel the snow away from the park. They've had a few home games. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Woodring gets his second strikeout of the game.
Just blew it right by him. That pitch looked a little high to me.
You got to protect.
Yeah.
You're right, a little bit high, but swinging and missing was Klabom, and that's 2 outs in the inning. Woodring is looking for his second 1-2-3 inning of the game. Top of the order we go. As Paulson's up to the plate for the second time today, and he'll take ball 1. Woodring's needing a couple more pitches to get through batters than we saw with Rubash, but he's still done a nice job working through this West Valley order. The 1-0. That's a little bit low. 2 outs in the inning, no one on. Wenatchee and West Valley are scoreless in the top of the third inning here from Rec Park.
I'm glad you like our little ballpark here, Joel. You said you'd never been here before until today. Yeah.
I live a couple minutes away from here actually, and I had never been by Rec Park. I had never been in Rec Park before, but boy, it's you see why the Chiefs love playing here way back in the days. 4-pitch walk though to Paulson. He'll head over to first to continue the inning. Only the second base runner allowed in this game by Woodring, but we'll continue the inning and bring up the second baseman, Cy Steele. It has the nice old school feel though.
Yep.
This Rec Park. I love the ivy in center. I love in March how it's not quite ready, just like how at Wrigley Field. That ivy's not quite ready yet, but boy, in the summer that'll look wonderful. Hit over toward third. Liner is snared by the third baseman, Blackney. What a play to conclude the inning. Through 2.5, still no score here from Rec Park. Wenatchee and West Valley coming up with more in a moment right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita Mocha with whip.
The The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
On to the bottom of the third inning. No score between West Valley and Wenatchee here on NCW Life. Swinging and missing is Jalen Hagum to start things off here. The DH had a couple of hits in game one. Double and a single, and was hit by a pitch in the second, third, fourth innings, respectively. Takes ball one. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by One Way Construction, a premier custom home builder and construction company for North Central Washington, including general contracting, framing, concrete, and consulting services. Online, onewayconstructionnw.com. Joel Norman alongside Dan Kuntz from Rec Park. 2-1 count right now to Hagum. The DH swings and misses to even things up. Wonderful day for baseball. We were talking about that last inning. And, you know, if you're not in the sun, though, it's still that time of year, though. It feels like there's at least a 15-degree temperature difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely there is.
Fouled off far right side. It's going to go out of play. But, you know, up here in game one, I was starting to feel a little cold. And I see fans down there almost just taking off sweatshirts. And I'm thinking, it's not that warm, is it?
Well, the sun's coming down the third base side. And if you look down the third base side, folks are in shorts and T-shirts.
Yes, they are.
And on the first base side in the shade, they've got jackets on. So
a different feel over there. You get the overhang, too, here. You kind of protects you right behind home plate. But other than that, some of these other seats here, you're a little more exposed. Payoff pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. And for the fourth time today in 4 plate appearances, Jalen Hagum has reached base. You talk about that on-base percentage going up there.
And, of course, this ballpark is 80-some-odd years old. It was built in the late 30s, and so it was built in a time before light, so it was designed to be played for afternoon baseball, so the sun is not in the catcher's eyes, and so it has that nice layout that you see that the classic ballparks do. They're pointing in the right direction. You've seen some really nice ballparks, and it's like, who designed this thing?
Yeah.
You know?
It's so cool. That's the great thing about baseball. No two parks are exactly the same. Ball is bobbled, but running on the pitch and swiping second is Hagum. He's in there safely. Unable to handle that ball was Huber, the catcher. And there was a discussion. I don't know if they're changing there. There's an argument from the West Valley dugout, or they're just.
I think he didn't get out of the batter's box to give the catcher a chance to throw it, but I don't think that was really an issue there.
Bunt is unsuccessfully put down, so that's a strike. 1-1 the count.
You do have to allow the catcher an attempt to throw the ball. You can't interfere with the catcher, but I don't think that was an issue there.
You know, my thing, Dan, is I think a lot of times the batter's having trouble figuring out where the ball is. You can't expect to know. I think the rule should just be the batter needs to stay still, you know, because if they're not moving, it makes it a little easier to figure it out. Whoa, that one went behind the batter, TJ Shirting. Excuse me, Shirting not in the game. Actually, I think that hit the batter, that being Carson Emerson.
I think that's what Paul Weddle is saying right there. So now it's rally time for the Panthers.
So Carson Emerson, who came into this game in the second after Shirting had to exit with an injury.
And Mr. Thomas, who can hit the baseball.
Dalton Thomas stepping up to the plate.
I've seen him play for a number of years here. He's a very capable hitter.
2 batters hit by pitches to start this inning. Emerson at first. Hagum at second as Thomas tried to put down a bunt. I don't know about you. I'm not a huge fan of bunts, Dan.
But Coach Zender is.
Yes. No, I know at the lower level they are more advocated. And I'm not a huge fan of bunts, but I was just going to say, though, at this level, I think it's okay because not every time you don't see defenses know how to play them all the time. Another bunt is put down. This one successfully down the third base side. Fielded, toss over to first,
Everybody
not in time. And that's exactly what I'm saying, because sometimes the infield doesn't know how to play them. In that case, Wolf, the third baseman, is way too far back. A push bunt's a single, and the bases are loaded.
And Thomas has wheels. I mean, he can take off. And that was a perfect example of a field turf kind of a bunt. That would not have happened on a regular grass infield, especially this time of the year where the grass is still damp and a bit on the punky side. That ball would have died much quicker.
I think that's a great point there. Going up to the plate, Shane Huffaker swings to the first one, hits it into his own dugout. No one able to make a play on that.
I'm pretty sure Coach Sender here is not bunting. I think he's going to.
You never know.
I don't know. I think he wants Mr. Huffaker to swing away.
And you can't blame him. The way Huffaker was swinging the bat in game 1, 2 for 3 with an RBI single and a double, scored 1 run as well. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit over third base side, just foul. Looked like that one had a chance. Just kind of kept turning a little bit. Not really any wind here to speak of. Anything significant. You look at the flag in center, Dan. Not much going on out there.
Well, there's the flag up at Lieboff to Field of the Apple, which is actually quite a ways away. There's also another flag. There's a flag pole that used to have an American flag in it that was lit up, so they never had to take it down. But it's not up right now. I don't know why.
Odd to see.
So it's really kind of hard to judge exactly where the wind is where we're sitting, because the only way we have to measure it is quite a ways away from us.
Yes, it is. Breaking ball is outside. It's 1-2. Bases full of Panthers. Couple hit by pitches and a single. Thomas is at first, Emerson at second, and Hagum at third. Kick and the offer from Tolliver. Swung on, hit in the air to left. Able to make the catch is Klebaum. He fires home, running in and able to get in safely on the sacrifice fly to score is Hagum, and the Panthers are on the board. Everyone moves up 90 feet. It's 1-0 Wenatchee.
Good throw. Good throw. Good play by the catcher. He just beat him out. It was a good call by Paul there. That was an accurate call. He was safe.
Yeah, that was it was close. And that throw looked like it might get there. If it doesn't hop, I think it beats the runner. Klebaum gave it his best effort, but Huber could not get that any faster. And it's a tough spot for a catcher. You know the runner's coming. I always find that's the most amazing thing, is to be able to focus on both at the same time.
And you notice that they didn't appeal on whether he left early. In high school, there is no appeal. It's automatic. If you leave early, you're out, and you don't have to throw the ball over to the third baseman and ask the umpire.
Hagum scores. Thomas is at second, and Emerson at third. The 1-1. Hit in the air to left field by Ronan Haynes, and a little bit out of the reach of the left fielder, Klebaum. We'll let that one get away. A lot of space to roam over down there. And I guess technically they can't leave the grass to go make a play.
That's correct, yeah. Once it's out of the on the right field line, you can see the white line that they painted. Even if you catch the ball beyond that white line, it is not a catch. It's out of play.
Fair enough. So a long strike off the bat of Haynes. Steps back in. 1-2 with 1 out. Kind of reaches out and fouls another one away. Runners at second and third for Wenatchee, with 1 run already in thanks to the sacrifice fly from Huffaker. Kicking the pitch. Swung on, hit to left center. That one's going to get down, and that might be extra bases. In to score are both runners, and chugging towards second, and he's going to get there because that ball was dropped. Getting in with the RBI double is Haynes. We'll see if they get another courtesy runner for him. There will be. And as Jordan Velasquez looks like he was coming out of the dugout, or I don't know.
Dalton Thomas almost caught up with the runner in front of him.
If he had gone over him,
yeah,
he would have been out. So
it was like, slow down, you're gonna pass your teammate.
Yeah, that would have been really bad.
Yeah, here comes a courtesy runner.
There you go. So Velasquez will come in to run for Haynes. You ever know the famous instance of a time a base runner was passed by another base runner?
Well, it's happened on a number of occasions.
Well, I'm trying to think of a really famous one. You know the Harvey Haddix game?
Oh, yes.
There you go. Because Joe Adcock hit a home run. Hank Aaron thought it was only a double. He stopped at third. Adcock passed him. So I believe it was that.
That was the
Aaron
game when Haddix had a perfect game through 11 or 12, something like that.
11 innings. He was pitching into the 12th. Greatest game ever pitched. Pop up. Shallow left field. Ranging back is Vanderbeek, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So Haynes has the RBI double. There's now 2 outs in the inning. 3 runs in, though, for Wenatchee.
Happened to Lou Gehrig the year he tied his teammate Babe Ruth for the American League lead in home runs. I think it was 46. Gehrig actually hit 47.
That's right.
The runner on Babe. Gehrig hit the ball so hard, that ball's going to get caught. Gehrig hit the ball so hard that the runner in front of him thought the ball got caught because it hit the stands, bounced back out, and the center fielder caught it and threw it in. The base runner looked and goes, "Oh!" Lou flew out and jogged back to the dugout, and Lou Gehrig had his head down, didn't even notice, and he lost his 47th home run.
That's the most Lou Gehrig story I think I've ever heard. Really good. Holiday flies out to end the inning. We'll be back in a moment. Wenatchee gets 3, and they lead 3-0 after 3 innings. You're watching this game live on NCW Live.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
Joel Norman and Dan Kuntz with you here from Rec Park on NCW Life as we're watching Wenatchee taking on West Valley. They're into the top of the fourth inning now. Wenatchee busted out for 3 runs in the bottom of the third inning. Those 3 runs coming on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. The Big Knocks, a sacrifice fly by Shane Huffaker, and Ronan Haynes had a 2 RBI double. He smacked that one to left field, and the first pitch from Gavin Woodring is just off the plate for a ball. Bunt was shown by the batter, Jack Vandenberg.
And I think it's safe to say that I think Ronan Haynes is out of his slump.
I think so.
I think he's found his groove now.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-1. I was going to say, though, that ball he hit it is just about the deepest part of the park. You and I were talking about that. We were walking around the field before the game earlier today.
It's a big poke to get one out of here.
Yes, it is. Here's the 1-1 offering from Woodring. And it's a little bit low. You look over to right field. It's a little bit shorter, though, Dan. 350 to left field. 85 to dead center. And right field a little bit closer in. 295. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball is hit over to the Wenatchee dugout. Foul.
Well, back in the day before they remodeled Lee-Boston Field at the Apple Bowl, the stands on the right field side, Joel, for the Apple Bowl, for the football stadium, also constituted the fence.
Wow.
And we had our own little green monster, only it was in right field as opposed to left.
Oh, that's pretty
And
crazy.
that was an impossible poke.
Called strike 3, a nice curveball on the inside edge. The strike zone growing just a little bit here and later on in game 2.
Well, he's got a cushion now.
He does.
And that's going to change the way he's going to pitch, I believe.
3rd strikeout of the game for Gavin Woodring. So he's facing Derek Wolf, the third baseman, connects, hits it over to his third base counterpart, but unable to corral that ball is Blackney. He's kind of shaking his wrist. That'll likely go down as an error.
That was a skimmer. It had no hop on it at all. Probably quite a bit of top spin.
Believe that is going to be an error. It's going to be credited
Yeah,
to
I think you
Blackney.
have to give him an error on that one.
You do. It's a hot shot, but it's a play he was in position to make. So, first error of the game for either team. Brings up Hayden Groth, who will take strike 1. Back-to-back left-handed hitters coming up for the Rams. Groth followed by Leverton. So Woodring pitching from the stretch. He's done so in every inning except for the first. 1 out in the inning. Delivers to Groth. Swung on, hit over to second. This might be 2. Toss to second base for 1 on to first. Double play, 4-6-3. And just like that, Woodring faces the minimum in the inning. After 3.5 innings, it's 3-0 Wenatchee. Stay tuned with us right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Ready to go in the bottom of inning number 4. It's 3-0 the score, with Wenatchee leading West Valley. Joel Norman and Dan Kuntz with you here on NCW Life. Thanks for being along with us here. Game 2 of the doubleheader First pitch to Thomas Blackney is fouled away. Dan, lots of exciting sports broadcasts coming up here for us on NCW Life. Spring prep sports have really just hit their stride right now, haven't they?
Yeah, and we got to play a little catch up. I think we've lost 4 events this spring that we were supposed to do that we couldn't because they were postponed, including the Eastmont Wenatchee doubleheader in baseball, which we couldn't do. They eventually moved that here to Rec Park, which was an interesting scenario because Eastmont was the home team and their rivals' park. So
that's right.
But that was just the way it is. We missed a couple of softball games. And the only thing we were able to really get in on a consistent basis because they got the field cleared was soccer. And even then, we had to do a couple of soccer games. Eastmont games. Eastmont had to play their games and leave off the field at the Apple Bowl because their field at Wildcat Stadium was still under 6 inches of snow. Yeah.
2-2 pitch is near the head of Thomas Blackney, but he ducks out of the way of that one. But, yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up this weekend. Tomorrow you look at Quincy at Wenatchee boys soccer.
That was a good one. That was, boy, was it cold. I remember when we did that. That was back on March 12th, and, our poor crew. They were so cold. And then we get the Game 5 of the Cowichan Valley Wenatchee Wild Series. Of course, Wenatchee Wild will have moved on to the Fred Page Cup semifinals. They start taking on the Vernon Vipers. Game 1 is tomorrow, and Game 2 is Sunday at the Town Toyota Center. Tickets are only $10, but you can go down memory lane with that game, Cowichan Valley Wenatchee. That's tomorrow at 7 here on the NCW Life channel. And then we got Sunnyside and Eastmont boys soccer at 2 on Sunday, and then Cowichan Valley Wenatchee Wild Game 1 is going to be coming up on Sunday afternoon.
So a couple good Wild playoff games to replay coming up on NCW Life. Lots of baseball as well. Well, the Panthers bat here in the bottom of the 4th with Blackney over at first after a walk. You just saw Nolan Dory show bunt, but he swung away. And, boy, I always say, especially if you're a right-handed hitter, that is every third baseman's nightmare, seeing a batter pull back. Because if he pulls that thing at all, it's your butt. Here comes the 0-1 offering from Austin Tolliver, but first he'll check the runner at first.
And even as we mentioned before, we've seen Coach Zender really enjoyed the bunt. Like he likes the sacrifice. I think he likes the idea of the sacrifice, but it also plants that idea in those fielders' head, even on those fake bunts. It's like, okay, it could come. The idea is it could come at any time. It really prevents your first baseman and your third baseman from playing deep, and they can't play the lines too good to cut off the doubles. So. It plays any number of
I agree
of strategic there.
Popped up, infield fly here over towards short. Vanderbrake will make the catch, and there's one away. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by The Windmill, a time-tested restaurant providing traditional steakhouse meals and a homey, old-fashioned dining room. Open 7 days a week, 4:30 to 9 p.m. Call 509-665-9529.
Have you eaten at The Windmill?
I have not. I pass that almost every day, Dan.
Yeah,
but
no, it's legendary.
It looks really good. There's a lot of. I moved out here last May, and there's a lot of places I'm still trying to check off the list.
I would only eat at The Windmill if you like good food. That would be my recommendation.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. That's a strike delivered to Jalen Hagum, who was hit by a pitch last inning and scored the first run of the ball game, which right now would stand as the game-winning run. Blackney off of first after his leadoff walk. Hagum swings, skies this towards center. The wind might be carrying that. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Hagum will go to second, rounding third, and coming in to score easily will be Blackney. The relay throw was unable to be handled by the shortstop Vanderbrake. Otherwise, he might have had a play, but the Panthers will take it, and it's 4-0 Wenatchee in the 4th.
Yeah, the center fielder for West Valley just plain misjudged that ball. That was very catchable, but as soon as he made contact, he went forward about 5 or 6 yards before he realized I'm going in the wrong direction. But if he had started out back, he would have easily caught that ball.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
He just kind of was twisting and turning, though, as that ball just kind of kept curving off to the right there. Strike one delivered to Carson Emerson. Came into this game in the second inning as a defensive replacement for T.J. Shirting. Austin Tolliver just surrendered his 4th run of the game. Delivers, and it's fouled away. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, also a proud sponsor of our broadcast here on NCW Life. They service all brands of commercial and residential HVAC systems. Call 509-884-6444 for more information. Chopper toward the second baseman Steele. Gloves in, flips over to first. And easily able to retire Emerson. That play going 4-3 on the putout, but advancing over to third base is Hagum with 2 outs in the inning.
And here comes Mr. Thomas again. who again beat out a bunt.
Yes, he did.
In the previous inning. So
to load up the bases, and we saw what happened after that. The Panthers were able to pile on, getting 3 runs last inning.
I don't think he's bunting here.
I don't either. You know, Dan, we were just talking about the bunts a moment ago. One of the things I love about a bunt situation, too, is you bring in the infield, you do a hit and run, and then you pull back on the bunt and you swing. Usually one side of the infield is going to open up for a base hit.
Going to be completely out of position.
There's a strike. It's 1-1. It just, I saw it a lot, and I caught a lot of college baseball the last couple of years. In West Virginia, where I went, they would do that. They would just intentionally have the runner take off. You'd see the second baseman move. Right-handed hitter would take a little bit off and hit an easy single to right, and then the runner from first would end up at third. This is going to be hit over toward the shortstop, Van de Break, and he'll toss over to first and retire the side. So the Panthers get another, but that is it as they strand one. After 4 innings, it's 4-0 Wenatchee over West Valley. We'll have the 5th inning and more after these messages on NCW Life.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
4-0 is our score after 4 innings. Wenatchee leads West Valley as they've been shutting out the Rams today. And this is game 2 of the doubleheader. Wenatchee won game 1 by a score of 10-0 and currently up by 4 here, out hitting the Rams 5-1. Home team has committed the only error in today's ball game. On for his 5th inning of work is Gavin Woodring, and a different scenario here. Last game at this point, Wenatchee was looking for the win going into the top of the 5th inning, but this game they're going to have to go on a little bit further. 10-run rule victory in game 1. Only up by 4 right now here in game 2 in the 5th inning.
But how many combined hits between the 2 games has West Valley had? Not very many. I think you can count them on 1 hand, can't you? There you go. Until now.
Oh, no!
Nice play.
Nice catch coming in by Dory to retire the first batter of the inning. It was almost a good old broadcaster's curse right there,
Yeah.
Dan, but Dory read that ball extremely well. Almost no sun right now in the field. You'll see on the broadcast, folks, as you can tell, it's just the whole field is covered in shade, and there's times like this the players almost prefer this more. Strike on the first pitch.
The sun disappeared so quickly, I'm assuming it just found itself a cloud.
Yes, that's true. It's a little early still.
Yeah.
It's only 5:43. Inside, that almost nicked Tolliver, the pitcher batting. He struck out swinging to end the 2nd inning. First of 3 strikeouts in this game for Woodring. Here's the 1-1 offering. Wave and a miss on that nice curveball off the plate. Woodring's really got his off-speed stuff going now, Dan.
He does.
Comes set. No runners on, 1 out in this top of the 5th. The pitch, a little bit high. It's always impressive at this level, I think, when you see guys just master their off-speed stuff at this point, at this age, because there's a lot of concerns about arm fatigue, but you can kind of tell they're able to find ways to use it and mix it in with that fastball. Chopped over toward the second baseman, Rubash, and he tosses over to first, and there's quickly 2 away.
And he certainly seems to be much more comfortable in the stretch.
Yeah.
There are a lot of pitchers like that. They never use the windup regardless of the situation with the runners on base. They prefer the stretch. They can throw strikes that way. That's what they do.
Some guys just are able to buckle down a little bit better when there's a little more pressure. You know, it's weird how it works.
And a lot of that has to do with leg strength. Any pitching coach will tell you that. That's an easy pop up there.
Might be a 1-2-3 inning, and it will. Dory caught the first out of the inning, and now he gets the 3rd out as well. We're through 4.5. It's 4-0 Wenatchee. Stay with us right here for more after these messages on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape. Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frapita Mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the Mocha for Pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
So Wenatchee has struck in each of the last 2 innings, and they're looking to do that once again here as we get started in the bottom of the 5th inning. Joe Norman alongside Dan Kuntz here on NCW Life. Panthers with a 4-0 lead over the Rams of West Valley. A little bit late going over to first base is Gary Llewellyn, but he's heading over now. The former Wenatchee Apple Sox skipper back in 2000, the inaugural season.
That's a long time ago.
A tough first year for the Apple Sox. Only won 8 games that year, but since then, I've gone on to win 6 league championships. 20th season coming up this summer, Dan. And we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, Joel's been on the show. Should be a routine play.
And it is. It's a ground out to the left side. Huffaker is retired for out number 1 in the 5th.
Yeah, looking forward to and I love the new Apple Sox the gear for this year, the 20th.
We debuted that on your show about a month ago.
I like the logo. I like the lettering. I like the font. I like everything about it.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's a nice combination of classic with modern.
Well, that's great stuff. I think that's the exciting thing about the franchise. A little mix of old and new. People have been there a while. General manager Ken Osborne, newer people like assistant GM
Ken's like
Shank.
old.
Yeah.
He's like really old, Ken.
The longest tenured member of the organization.
Yeah.
Now that Jim sold the team last May.
Just keep that defibrillator handy in the office.
You never know.
Ken, you never know. So.
Up to the plate now, Ronan Haynes. Pair of base hits in this ball game, a single and a double. Takes a little low inside for a ball, goes to the backstop.
You saw the ball roll away. Of course, here at Rec Park, not a lot of foul room behind the plate. Nope. It's very intimate. It's got a very small footprint.
Yeah, especially intimate. You can just pull up a lawn chair and get a spot down the first baseline. 4-pitch walk for the first base runner of the inning for Wenatchee.
Well, the way Ronan Haynes has been breaking out of a slump these last couple of games, that's probably not a bad idea. Just go ahead and let him take the pass because he can do a lot of damage with his bat. And as you see here with the courtesy runner, brings up an interesting point. Ronan is a catcher, so he gets to take a little break. But with the field turf, I wonder if that's not quite as hard on the knees.
It's a good question.
It's a little spongier, obviously. Catchers are used to squatting in dirt, and it's not dirt that they're worried about.
Fouled away the first pitch to Jared Rubash.
Never actually asked Coach Zender about that.
It's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a great point. I think I'm going to ask him the next time I see him now. Yeah. But the other thing is, too, catching a doubleheader.
Yeah.
That is a heck of a feat for any player. So if you can get a little bit of time off to maybe sit down or at least just stretch out, I think you're going to take that. So
I couldn't catch 2 innings.
I don't know if I'd want to catch 2 innings. The way it's incredible how those guys are able to handle that. That's stress on your knees.
Yeah. Well, and I'm pushing 30, so
that too, I guess. I thought we were talking theoretically overall.
My nose just grew just a little bit.
1-1 is the count. Rubash tossed a 5-inning shutout in game 1. 0-for-2 today. Trying to reach base, pops this one up. Not playable.
Oh, that's where I parked the car.
Oh! Didn't hear any glass, so I think we're all right.
This place is notorious for foul balls hitting automobiles because the parking lot is very close to the ballpark.
It's right there. A little bit cooler now. We've seen the sun poke through every once in a while. Ooh, Rubash is hit on the back.
Pitcher knew it when he threw it.
Yep.
You could tell. He had that expression on his face before the ball even hit him in the back. So now we'll see what happens. Meet the heart of the Panther order. Looks like we're going to have a little chit chat with the manager. Don't see a pitching change coming here. He hasn't been pitching actually that bad.
No, besides the last couple innings.
Considering the potency of the Panther bats in that first game, but I guess I think he's keeping them in.
I believe so. No one warming in the West Valley bullpen.
Not that I can tell. So, nope, he's going to have him sit. This is rather surprising.
Well, there will be a pitching change here. We'll update you on that after these messages. Wenatchee leading 4-0, 2 runners on. You're watching this game here on NCW Live.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
So a couple changes here for West Valley. It looks like Blake Leverton has come into this ball game to pitch. He was at first base to start the game. A couple innings ago, Hayden Groth replaced him over at first, moving from the designated hitter spot into the field. Wait to see if there's anything else. I thought, every time you see the head coach go speak with home plate umpire, you expect a couple changes, but, Dan, looks like it might just be purely a pitching change.
And now the catcher is departing.
So there was another change.
For reason, well, he just sort of walked out. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's out.
So they're switching out the catchers. So we have another substitution, and somebody else from West Valley is heading off.
Alex Huber has left the game, I believe, or is that? Oh, I think that's Tolliver, who was the pitcher.
That's the pitcher is now catching.
I've never seen that before. That's a first.
He's his own battery.
Yes, he is. Wow. Yes, he is. Pitching and catching. Austin Tolliver moves from behind the mound to behind the plate. And he throws over to third, a stolen base attempt. And in there safely was Haynes.
The third baseman think he caught Ronan's leg coming through, but I think from my vantage point, I think Mark Colander made the correct call there.
I believe he did.
And that's typical Jeff Zender baseball.
Haynes steals third. Rubash takes second. Chandler Holliday at the plate against Leverton. As I mentioned, Tolliver is behind the plate.
And my guess is Coach Zender is going to have him run on contact.
Why not? At this point, a 4-run lead, you're looking to add to it. Leverton comes set and fires. Holliday will take a strike. Second and third for the Panthers. They're up 4. Out hitting the Rams 5-1. And Andrew Leverton facing his first batter of the game. Hit in the air to right center.
That's got some
ranging
legs.
Back and making the catch is Finley. That'll bring in 1 run. And advancing over to third is Rubash, scoring is Haynes, and the Panthers get another. It's 5-0.
Nice sacrifice. Got the job done. Well played.
Exactly what
And again, with that double steal that Coach Zender just pulled off, that doesn't happen.
Exactly. That is huge in that sense, Dan.
Broadcast brought to you by Boss Sports Physical Therapy, providing the best environment, most qualified, experienced therapists in North Central Washington. You have the right to select your healthcare team, so why don't you choose the best? Choose Biosports.
Number 15, Thomas Blakeney.
5-0 Panthers. Their sacrifice fly by Holliday. He is yet to reach base today, but able to get his first RBI of the game. Thomas Blakeney hits this one up the middle, off the glove. Karams into the glove of Steele. He fires over to first. That throw is going to get away, so it looks like we're going to get a single and an error here. Count the RBI for Blakeney. Coming in to score is Rubash, and now it's 6-0 Panthers.
That was a goofy hop. I don't know how else to. Yeah. How do you score that one, Joel?
That's a single and RBI. I think.
Yeah.
The way that caromed, you can't call that first one an RBI or an error, but that's a single, and he advances to second on the error. E4 hit over towards short. Vandenbrink gets another chance, fires to first, just in time to retire Blakeney. So that does it. Or excuse me, to retire Dory. So that does it for the 5th inning. Wenatchee very quickly and very quietly get 2 runs And they now lead 6-0. We'll go into the sixth in a moment. You're listening or watching this game live here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
On to the sixth inning we go, and up by 6 are the Panthers. They lead the West Valley Rams 6-0. Watching here on NCW Life, I'm Joel Norman alongside Dane Kuntz. A great day for some baseball for the Panthers as they're looking to improve to now 5-0 in the Big Nine. And they came in already in first place and just kind of adding to their lead here so far today, Dan.
Playing pretty good baseball. It's funny. I talked to Coach Zender yesterday. One of the things that was harped on when I was growing up playing baseball, or Dad coaching, was situational baseball. How's the team doing with that? You know, when you practice the various game situations, and how do you understand? Okay, it's first and third and one out, and then you would hit the ball, and you're supposed to know what to do with the ball and how to throw the ball and what base you go to. And he said we're good with that too. He was praising the defense. He said the offense is a little behind the 8 ball, but you wouldn't know it by today. 10 runs in the first game, 6 so far today.
1-2 is the count to the first batter, Jaden Klebaum. He talked about the offense. He said their offense wasn't what I'd like it to be. And they scored 9 runs Tuesday. You scored 10 runs today. You're up to 6 in game 2.
What do you want, Jeff?
I understand being a perfectionist, but I think a lot of coaches would take an average of that many per game.
The story today has been, in both games, has been Panther pitching. West Valley has put, 3 hits in 2 games combined?
Yes.
And they're not making contact.
No.
When they are, they're just hitting routine grounders. Nothing really. I mean, I think 1 of the 3 hits, maybe 1 solid base hit, and that was really about it.
Only 1 base hit for them, for what it's worth. Upstairs, the payoff pitch, it misses for ball 4. So the leadoff batter, Klebaum, reaches on the walk. That is now the 4th base runner today for West Valley. They haven't gotten anyone past second yet today. Hey, Dan, you want to hear a fun stat? I was looking at this. I'm a big fan of run differential because for the Seattle Mariners last year, a lot of fans I don't know if they do remember, in the middle of the season, even when they were winning, it was very bad.
Yeah.
So that was kind of telling. A lot of times run differential is really telling of how a team is good, whether they're winning lucky or they're just actually a good team.
Good teams beat the other teams badly.
Exactly.
The whole idea of the good teams winning 1-run games is a complete fallacy. It needs to be dismissed.
I completely agree. But so Wenatchee's run differential coming to today, as this one has popped up toward the left field, long run for Emerson just in front of him. So the count is 0-2 to Carson Paulson at the top of the order. Coming into today, their run differential was plus 14. Well, what do you think that's at now? It's a 16 run differential today. They're up to a plus 30.
Yeah.
So they've doubled it and some today.
No, I don't think Coach Zender was playing possum when he said he wasn't happy with his offense. It wasn't where they should be. Maybe after the game we'll ask, are you happy with your offense now?
Upstairs for a ball. It's 1-2. Yeah, I think the opinion can change pretty quick. It's amazing what.
Spring break is next week. I believe we have an Eastmont game, or even 2 next week. I'm not sure what the Panthers' schedule is next week. It's probably really hard to keep the kids on task when there's no school.
Found a way again. Well, let's see. The Panthers are playing on Monday against Davis here at Rec Park at 4 p.m. And after that, on Thursday, they're playing
down in Yakima in the doubleheader, I suppose.
Doubleheader starting at 3.
Yeah. Last couple of years, they go into the 2-year cycle, and so for the last 2 years, Wenatchee's bye week, each team in the Big Nine has a bye week. Wenatchee's bye week coincided with spring break, ironically enough. But Coach Zender did something really cool. He brought the team out to various youth clinics and Little League clinics and taught the kids. Jeff's trying to build a program here, not just having a good high school team, but a good baseball program.
It's
so,
really important.
So when the kids go to Wenatchee High School, they want to play for the Panthers on the diamond.
Absolutely. Just getting a piece of that was Paulson. The count still 2-2. I really like that because it's just a nice way to, build team chemistry, but also get back to the community too at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's just, in that sense, you're just killing two birds with one stone. 6-0 Wenatchee. Out hitting West Valley 5-1. Both teams have one error apiece. In the top of the 6th inning, one runner on for West Valley. Pitch from Gavin Woodring just misses, so his pitch count's getting a little bit higher now. You're seeing him toss a couple more pitches in his at-bats. He walked the leadoff batter, Klebaum, and he's in danger of walking the next batter here, Paulson. Payoff pitch is coming. No outs in the inning. Would love a twin killer here. Offering in there for no. I thought I thought that was going to be called strike 3. The way the umpire was moving back there, I thought he was going to offer, but he did not. Instead, it's going to be back-to-back walks.
Good leadership there by Ronan Haynes. He wasn't. Jeff Zender didn't say call time out and go talk to your pitcher. He just put up both hands and said, "I'd like to call time and go see my guy."
Gary Llewellyn
you like
also
to see
had
that?
out.
Yep.
Yes, I like that as well. Haynes was someone who Zender was really crediting a lot before this game. He's saying his veteran leadership, you can kind of see. And he was really crediting his and Rubash's friendship when that game. He says they're going to do well because of that as a battery, and it really showed as they tossed that shutout. But yeah, Haynes showing some veteran leadership behind the plate.
He's been with the team for a long time. I remember back when he was just started playing, and he made the team, of course, as a sophomore, and then he really had a great year last year. He's also a three-sport athlete. I think that helps a lot. I've always been a big fan of that. He's a good football player, outstanding wrestler, and moves right on into baseball.
Incredibly, just shift the seasons like there's no problem.
Yeah.
Stepping up now will be Cy Steele. 0 for 2 in this game. Had a hard liner over to third that was snared right at Blackney to end that third inning. Game 1, he had the first hit of the ball game. One out single. Tossed back to second and is not quite in time.
Shadows getting long here in the late afternoon.
Now we're starting to see the sun actually set. Not like it's just getting behind a cloud or two. Slowly but surely. Hit over towards short. This could be 2 to second for 1. On to first, and beating the sliding steal is the throw from Rubash. And that's 2 outs. The runner moves over to third. Klebaum 90 feet away from scoring. But I think Woodring will take that for the twin killer.
Defense and pitching. They'll absolutely take the double play and let the runner get to third with a 6-0 lead. That's a trade you'll take any day.
6-4-3. Tailor-made double play. As Jack Vandebrake, the number 3 hitter, steps up. He takes strike 1. 0 for 2 in this game. Vandebrake was hit by a pitch in game 1. That's about all he's done. He went 2 for 4 on Tuesday with a double, an RBI, and a run scored for West Valley. Takes outside.
Broadcast brought to you by Harvest Valley Pest Control, your local North Central Washington pest control experts, serving Wenatchee, Chelan, Leavenworth, Quincy, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and everybody in between. Give them a call if you've got pests. I think I just sprung a leak, and that should end the inning.
Yes, that might. Popped up, middle of the edge of the infield, and making that catch is Thomas, and that will do. Another scoreless frame thrown by Gavin Woodring. He's tossed 6 scoreless so far, and Wenatchee leads 6-0. More after these messages right here on NCW Life.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning has been proudly serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 35 years. And just as Dick's has been there for you, they have also been an essential part of our community, supporting local youth sports all year long and your Wenatchee Wild.
Thanks for your support. Thanks, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, for all your support. Thank you.
Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, your local, independent, trained comfort specialist. Call 884-6444 today.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Number 17, Jalen Hagel.
Well, Wenatchee's hoping this is the last time that they have to hit today. We're into the bottom of the 6th inning. Jalen Hagem is up. A 6-0 lead for the Panthers. He takes strike 1 from Blake Leverton. He came on last inning, gave up 2 runs, but both of them were inherited runners that came around to score, so no runs on his line yet. Tosses inside and just misses. Joel Norman alongside Dan Kuntz from Rec Park. Wenatchee won game 1 10-0. Up by 6 here today. Lots of offense and stellar pitching for the Panthers. Pretty much the way you drew it up.
Yeah, that wasn't a game plan going in. You know, Coach Zender said, what would you do? It's kind of funny. We have another pitcher here in West Valley. We talked about this earlier. Does not pitch from the windup with nobody on. He pitches from the stretch. And again, any pitching coach will tell you if you have good, strong legs, a good base, and a big good core, you can get away with that.
It's still interesting, I think, always seeing guys do that. Called strike 3. Down
Nice
on
pitch.
4 pitches is Hagum to start the 6th inning.
That was a good pitch. He had him fooled from the get-go on that one.
That one was fantastic. Top of the order we go. Carson Emerson steps up. He's 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd inning, though. Emerson came in for Shirting, fouls this one away. Moved over to left field. Shirting was hurt in the 1st inning on an infield single. Let's see what his status is. Didn't see anyone going off away from the dugout, so he might just be resting and sitting out the rest of this game. 0-1 is a wave and a miss. Quickly 0-2. Leverton got his first strikeout. Actually, that was only the second strikeout of this game by West Valley pitching. This one getting a piece of it.
Got a
but fouled
little
away.
ahead of that, didn't he?
That one will go out of play. West Valley, 3 hits combined over these 2 games so far. They're going to have to overcome a 6-run deficit when they bat in the top of the 7th inning.
I don't see that happening the way the Panthers have been pitching. This is a long bus drive for the kids from West Valley to come up and drop a couple of games.
It's tough. Doubleheaders are tough, but you can't get any runs in. It is a tough one to go through. So we'll see what they do here. Biggest question is going to be whether I think Gavin Woodring will be out for that top of the 7th inning or not for Wenatchee. This one's popped in the air on the infield. It should be an infield fly. Vanderbrink will glove it for the 2nd out of the inning. Tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Biosports Physical Therapy, which provides the best environment, most qualified, experienced therapists in North Central Washington. You have the right to select your healthcare team. Why wouldn't you choose the best? Choose Biosports.
And now we got all of our contractually obligated live reads in.
There you go.
Thanks to all of our local sponsors, by the way. No local sponsors, no local sports.
We really do.
It's as simple as that. So they like it too. Alignment Pros, Automoca, Color FX, One Way Construction, Global Car Care, Windmill, of course. Dick's Heating, they're all good. They're good folks. They're good folks. They pay it forward.
Thomas quickly down the count 0-2. Yeah, you're right. We wouldn't be able to do the broadcast without them. So as always, our gratitude and thanks. 0-2 the count. Next one is just off the plate. And line on Tolliver, the 6 runs he allowed. I'm believing that they're all going to be errors. The error came after.
Mm-hmm.
5 hits. All the Wenatchee 5 hits came against him. Leverton hasn't given up one since. Actually, he did give up one, check then, so that's 4 hits allowed by the starter, Tolliver. Tossed 4 1/3 innings overall. The 2-2. Hit over toward Vanderbrink and short on a couple bounces. He'll glove in, fire to first. 1-2-3. Go the Panthers. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Wenatchee looking to sweep the doubleheader against West Valley. They lead 6-0. Stay tuned for the conclusion right here on NCW Life.
Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles. Specialty cars, lifted or lowered, Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
What's your Automoca emergency?
It's a Paprika mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Here we go, on to the top of the 7th inning. Wenatchee is looking to close out the doubleheader sweep. Looks like there might be a
Umpire Paul Weddle is announcing some lineup changes, but with our headphones on and the country music blaring, I didn't get to hear what Paul had to say.
I almost wish they had microphones sometimes.
Yeah.
Almost wish that, or a walkie-talkie for the
there
press
you
box.
go. There
That,
you go.
I don't think that's that hard to do.
When I did public address for the Wenatchee Apple Sox, it's not official until they're announced, and I got to be really good at that. So pay attention to the umpire. Nick him?
Inside, that was close. Woodring onto the mound for the 7th inning.
Number 16, Derek Wolf.
Wolf looked like he almost took it on the arm, but it just missed him apparently. Ooh, fouls that one off his foot now.
Oh, that's going to be a stinger.
So if that first one did hit him, boy, he's hurting all over right now.
And I want to give kudos to the umpires. My brother Eric just got back in umpiring after not umpiring and being coaching baseball. And then you have to take a 40, to be a registered certified umpire, you got to take a 40-question test. And it's all scenarios, Joel.
Really?
It's all scenarios.
Hit in the air to right at
should
first
be
going in. Now moving back is Dorian. He'll make the catch for out number 1 in the 7th.
It's all scenarios, so they say runner on first and second, and this happens, and this runner does this, but this runner does that, and is this a force or anything? And you have to answer it correctly. And there's 40 of these things. I didn't study any of them. I thought I'd just take the test for the heck of it. I didn't study any of them. I figure I know enough baseball. I got 9 right.
9?
9. That's it.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. My brother Eric studied, took the 40-question test, got 19 right, but luckily he got to take it again, and then he got certified.
So who's more impressive, you for not studying, getting half that total, or him for studying and doing better than you?
Some of these scenarios are stuff that I don't think I'll ever see in a baseball game, but
you got to be ready.
You got to be ready. You got to be right.
I think baseball easily is the toughest sport to officiate.
There's no doubt about it.
Swinging a tapper foul. 0-2 is the count to Hayden Groth. I mean, ESPN did a fantastic article a couple years ago. I wish I could find that. They did one about like an umpiring school, just inside it profiles all the different types of people that come into them. It's crazy. Hit hard, and that's going to be the first base hit for West Valley.
Or not.
Oh, boy. Oh, I'd love
wow.
to see a replay of that. Groth was not able to get us down the line as fast as he would have liked, but apparently just beat it by a step. I'd love to see that again. From our angle, I thought he had him, but, it's hard to say.
You see that every once in a while, but the thing that impressed me about that is that the right fielder didn't just, scoop the ball up and toss it into the second baseman and give up the base hit. He went after the guy. He said, I think I can get him out at first.
Nolan Dory tried to get that one in there.
Got a courtesy runner coming in now.
Groth will exit. Gage Lublin, who pitched in the last game, will come on to run. Woodring right now could end this game with a double play. He got one back in the 6th and 4th innings. Wouldn't mind another one here. Batter is Leverton, and he'll take strike 1. Second hit of the ball game a moment ago by Groth. Derek Wolf had the other one. That was back in the 2nd. So a combined 4 hits today. Hit in the air to center, back a little bit is Huffaker, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So Woodring is now an out away from tossing the second shutout of the day for Wenatchee.
Been very impressed with Wenatchee's pitching and very impressed with Wenatchee's defense.
Only one error.
Only one error, and even that was a tough call. It was sharply hit, but it was an error, but it was.
Panthers looking to close it out.
It was on a ball that was very well struck. It would have taken a nice clean play to get him out. So,
Austin Tolliver started this game on the mound. Went 4 1/3, allowed 6 runs on 4 hits, all earned. Is now the catcher in today's ball game. Again, I've never seen that before today. Hit over to the right side.
Should do it.
Gobbled up by Rubash and tossed to Holiday at first. And the Panthers do it. They get the doubleheader sweep of the West Valley Rams, shutting them out in both games, outscoring them 16-0, winning game 1 10-0, and now game 2 by a score of 6-0. We'll wrap things up after these messages right here on NCW Life.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today. Choose the pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Back here one last time today to wrap things up from Rec Park. I'm Joel Norman alongside Dan Coots, and it's the Wenatchee Panthers walking away with the doubleheader sweep of the West Valley Rams. They win Game 1 10-0, and moments ago winning Game 2 by a score of 6-0. Boy, Dan, there was a lot of offense in both games, but I think especially the pitching really also making a heck of an effort to it. You don't ever see both games with doubleheader be sweeps, but Wenatchee was able to do that, and not only that, they also didn't throw any relievers today.
You got to remember, this is a veteran ball club. Last year was very much a surprise. Jeff Zender was surprised. This team went to the Final Four, the state semifinals down in Pasco, and that was not expected of last year's team. But now almost the entire roster, if not the entire roster, is back, and this team looks good. This team clearly looks to be the class of the Columbia Basin Big Nine this year, anyway. The way they played today, I mean, they had it all. They had lots of offense. They raked the ball when West Valley threw strikes. They hit the ball, and they hit it hard, and they hit them where they ain't. And they had good base running. They were aggressive when they had to. The pitching was completely dominant, and the defense. They did it all. They took West Valley out to the woodshed and handed one to them.
Zender told me before today's game, he said, we're going to get the guys around a little over 70 pitches or so at most for my starters. He's like, I said, I'm sure they'd love to stay in as long as possible. He's like, yeah, but I got to get some relievers in. Didn't use any relievers today.
Nope. Both starters went the distance, well underneath the mandated pitch count as well. So very impressive by this Panther team. Very impressive indeed.
I don't think you're ever going to complain as a head coach when your starters have to toss complete games. But very fresh arms, and yeah, that's almost the thing. You have to prepare to keep lots of guys fresh for doubleheaders. Wenatchee didn't have to do that today. Let's run through the scoring and the line in this one. Gavin Woodring gets the win. Tossed 7 innings, didn't allow any runs. He gave up 2 hits. The last one was in the 7th inning. Walked 3 batters and struck out 3. Gets the win in this one. Wenatchee scoring 3 runs in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. The game-winning run came on a sacrifice fly by Shane Huffaker. And he was able to score. Jalen Hagum, after that, a 2 RBI double by Ronan Haynes, and then it was a 3-run inning. Pretty much sealed the game right there, but the Panthers would add on a few more runs. RBI double the next inning by Hagan to bring in Thomas Blackney, and then after that, 2 more came across in the 5th. Sac fly by Holiday and RBI single by Blackney. So solid offense in both games from the Panthers, Dan, and they look forward to, they move on. They will play Davis on Monday here at Rec Park before playing a doubleheader with them. They've got to be feeling pretty good going into that, going against the team who came in today, tied with them in first place, also undefeated in division play, but something might have to give when those two meet on Monday.
Yeah, something's going to give there, but I don't know. I don't see the Panthers dropping too many contests this year. And maybe the most critical thing of all, Joel, we mentioned this a couple of times, they're now just getting into the full swing of baseball because of all the weather delays and all the cold weather. And a lot of teams had to practice in their gyms, and there's nothing wrong with that to a point, but you got to get out and play ball in a ball field. Very hard to practice catching pop flies in a gymnasium. It's just hard to do. But now that the ballpark is open and ready and the weather has warmed up, this team has certainly warmed up. I see this team making a deep run into the playoffs come May. Hope so, anyway.
Yeah, they're off to a great start, though.
Thanks for doing this. We appreciate it. Had a good time.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's tie up the loose ends. Wenatchee, 6 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, 5 men left on base. And West Valley, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 4 men left on base. They fall to 1-6, 0-5 in the Big Nine. Wenatchee 6-1 overall, 5-0 overall. Time of the game, 1 hour, 23 minutes. Woodring the win, Tulliver the loss. Dan, this was fun.
Lots of good times. Our next live high school sporting event, by the way, is next Tuesday, April 2nd. That's the Wenatchee boys soccer team taking on the Moses Lake Chiefs that leave off the field at the Apple Bowl. Our good friends Sebastian Malaga and Mike Weisen with the call. That's our next live event, Tuesday, 7 o'clock right here on the NCW Live channel. Joel, I had a good time.
Yep, Dan, thanks for coming along.
Yeah, now we still got more baseball to do with you before the season's out, right?
We got a few more. Got a few more.
All right,
I
cool.
enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's broadcast here on NCW Live.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on the NCW Live channel. Today's broadcast of High School Sports on the NCW Live channel was brought to you by Alignment Pros and Express Lube, Auto Mocha, Color FX, Global Car Care, One Way Construction, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Biosports Physical Therapy, The Windmill Restaurant, and Harvest Valley Pest Control. This concludes tonight's coverage of high school sports on your home for local sports, the NCW Life channel.